Yo, what up, peeps? It's your boys and Tuesday Gray.
Wait, I'm not a boy?
No, he's one of the boys. Easy.
You can be your boy.
Cool.
Easy. You're the third best PUBG player here.
It's me.
Keeps
In the
you
world
on
is
it,
what he
keeps
meant to say.
Keeps you in the boys. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is Tablestory Dustvale D&D with your host, Fairlight Excalibur.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Glad you guys could make it. I'm excited to get this next session started. Brad, did you finish rolling up your character?
Yes, I did. I'm going to be playing...
Cool, can't wait to kill it.
Awesome. I have a spectator waiting for you.
Listen.
Too
All right.
soon.
Spectator's
Yeah.
easy. All right, you guys suck.
Yeah. okay.
Damn.
Damn,
It's
dude.
like that
Damn.
now.
I'm going to roll a D1 to see who he targets.
I'm gonna roll a D100 to see who he targets, but you're 99 and the rest of the party is 1.
Carlias got you.
It's good to be.
All right, you can keep blaming me, but we all know it was Carlias. Hashtag Carlias is Judas in the chat.
I'll take it.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's been 2 weeks because last week I had builders and it was a nightmare.
That's not what I heard you say.
What happened?
Last week I had dildos. was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I
okay,
heard
cool.
dildos as well.
Wow.
Oh, that too, but you know.
Okay.
I mean, we
That
all
wasn't
did.
the reason
but...
I didn't stream, you know. I'll stream with a dildo. No problem. I hope everybody's doing well. We, as a group, have just been over the pros and cons of, life.
That was a really existential conversation.
We had a
Yeah.
full-on therapy session where Fairlight lorded over us how he's a big shot streamer. Doesn't ever have to worry again.
I don't think that is how I phrased it.
Well, he did
I think-
compare himself to Doc about 5 times.
He
He talked about his
He
own
was like-
Lamborghini and his golden yacht.
Listen, he's the 2-time while I'm the 5-time. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Listen, I did not compare myself to the doc. I just
No,
said I,
no,
just
he
said I was
didn't.
better.
But you did talk about your golden yacht.
I just said I was better. That's great.
Yeah.
Is Doc really that high up right now doing that stuff? Because
Are
that's
you kidding?
everybody.
Doc is
He's the biggest
Twitch.
streamer on Twitch now.
He's
Really?
Twitch.
He's bigger than Lyric
That's it.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And
It's
and
weird
it just
because
keeps
Lyric
going up.
for the longest time was like our example, right?
Right.
And now it's Doc.
Oh yeah, it's Doc.
It's crazy.
Rightfully so, damn it.
Yeah.
Don't even
Time to
get me
grow a
started.
mustache.
I know.
I
You're
agree.
you're like the biggest Doc fanboy
I
ever.
really am. It's disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
the biggest Dr. Disrespect fan I've ever seen.
It's disgusting.
I really need to watch one of his streams.
I always thought it was me, and turns out.
No, yeah, it's definitely not you. I never see you in chat. Where are you supporting the 2-time?
Yeah.
Well, it's because I catch up with a nice gin and tonic in bed.
I see.
Shit.
I get in my water.
Why
bed,
don't you get involved?
My water.
I put on
Why
the
don't you
shirts,
get involved in the
And I
organization?
put him on full screen. I don't need the chat. I'm not looking for the chat. Those plebeians in the chat.
Where is your black on black
I'm
on
there to
slate
see
black
Dude,
on carbon
the
fiber
2-time.
blazer?
I'm actually pissed. I ordered that shirt as a meme, and it got canceled. The order got canceled, so I can't get it now.
His merch is legit though. It looks pretty fucking good,
Yeah.
regardless of being.
I just love the meme of
some
black on
sort of-
black on slate black on carbon black shirt.
Was this a limited edition shirt of some sort?
Yeah, it was like a one-time only run thing, and
And
GB,
you missed it and you failed.
I
and
did.
You
I
live
did.
with that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
as Brad would
Yeah,
say,
that's
we
sad.
all die one day. Some of us with a black on slate black on carbon black shirt. Some of us without a black on slate carbon black shirt.
I guess that's all of us since yours didn't arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
My,
ooh, that was
I want you
awkward.
to know my next D&D character's name is going to be what I sent you from that Full Metal Alchemist meme.
Oh my fucking god!
Could you imagine?
You've just secured that strings will never die.
Yeah.
Good.
You've just secured a
Nice.
plot armor. right?
Immortality.
Plot armor. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Immortality is the way that it comes across.
Yeah.
His
Talking
name will
of
be
strings
what is
dying.
it? His name will be Yugemo Goku no Suka. I can't even pronounce it properly.
I
Hold
was
on.
looking forward to you trying.
I will, I'm actually gonna like sit here and learn how to pronounce that now, and Eventually, one day, I'm gonna come on the stream with my new character and be like, "This is my name." I'll post it in chat so they know.
Post in the chat, yeah.
Great.
Subs can post links, I think. Oh, okay.
I'll post a link as well.
But that's his name. There you go.
There we
Yugema,
go.
Goku, Nusuk. I'm not gonna try it.
Oh, I'm not subbed.
Because you're not subbed.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Exposed.
Exposed.
All right. Well, now strings might die.
There we go.
Pay me. Chapter 19.
Your bot time's out for 10 minutes?
Apparently. I'm not in charge of my fucking chat or my
Jesus
bots.
Christ.
I don't care about everyone in
Alright,
the chat that
let's-
discussed me.
let's
I won't
start.
associate with them publicly. I don't go near chat. Everyone. Okay.
Alright.
I look down upon them as Fairlight looks down upon us.
You might as well be a bunch of affiliates.
There are tiers. There are tiers
There we
to
go.
what is justified. You know, you've got Fairlight, then you've got like the top tier Twitch streamers, then you've got us plebeians, then you've got the affiliates, and then you've got chat,
Yeah.
And then you've got
Yes,
Brad's channel.
and then you've got my chat,
Wow. Okay.
and then you got me.
Too far.
So, still didn't work. Great.
What? Okay, whatever. Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
I don't know. I got nothing for
Alright.
you. Do I even have any fucking?
Where
boxes?
did we kick off last week?
So, you guys managed to escape Sin River by getting on a train and leaving, putting the bodies of Carlias and
Raja
in two coffins. What were there perfectly for you? Didn't question it. Put them in it. Got on the train.
Should have questioned it.
Should have. I did, but it
I
was.
find it, you know, D&D's a weird one. Sometimes you guys question the right things, and sometimes you question the wrong things.
Yeah.
so convenient, though.
It's never
Sometimes you decide those other two guys were dead anyway. What do they care?
it's rarely a case of question everything. You know, it's like question one thing and then get drunk on the train. You guys got onto the train. It was a different train.
To be fair, we were sprinting to catch this train.
It
We
was-
didn't
it was a-
didn't have a lot of time for questioning.
Yeah.
It was an accidentally on purpose placed sprint to panic you into not thinking very much and questioning everything.
You don't need to panic us to do that.
No, we weren't thinking to begin with. We went into
Yeah, we went into the Underdark.
You guys, you met your new party member Gamil, who is an interesting fellow who seems to have some form of PTSD amnesia, but is working for the day, or for, well, as they all do, daily grind of being a bodyguard on the train system for the various gnomes. He had some weird shit about him. I think Vasilius attempted to cast a spell on him, which would reveal some more intricate memories and details about him, but it sort of had a strange feedback effect and fucked up Vasilius instead of actually casting the spell. It left Vasilius with his own form of amnesia, which then spiraled rapidly out of control with Cran, Vasilius's imp, who hates you all but is bound by magic to do as Vasilius asks, even though he doesn't want to. Between Vasilius and Cran and the amnesia, you guys all tried to kill Lash.
Yeah, pretty much.
It all went a little bit Bob Wong, a little bit
Yeah.
wrong, and then the gnome conductor saved the day by casting a time stop and a calm emotions or a calm mind or whatever the spell is on Vasilius just before any real damage was done to the party. You guys pulled in, or you were basically pulling into the town of Shallow Scar. So let's say it's been let's say an hour to give you enough time to everyone to have calmed down, to have discussed what has happened. The conductor hasn't kicked you off the train. But my dog is. What do you want? Piece of shit. It's hard. There's enough stuff to multitask, dog. Okay, without you.
Dog!
My arm for literally nothing. You are spoiled. Go away.
Sorry.
I think often he thinks I'm talking to him.
Probably.
He's like, yeah, you're talking to me, dude. And I'm like, no, there's a computer. Why don't you understand what Zoom is?
How do you not get this?
How do you not get this? So we'll say that you guys are pulling in, I think, to Shallow Scar. The sun had just set. It sort of sets a little earlier on this side of the mountain, this close to the mountain, because the mountainside is so high in Dust Vale that when the sun is setting in the west, casts a great big shadow across Shallow Scar. Anyway, so the sun always sets an hour or two before the sun actually sets, and it is pitch black outside. You guys are on the final stretch of your journey on the train, and the announcer, which is literally just the gnome shouting down the train, says,
We will be entering Shallow Scar in 5 minutes. Please take all of your belongings and mind your step when you step off the train.
"What are you guys doing? Where are you guys at?"
I'm approaching Arden.
Feel free to move yourselves around if you want to reposition.
Arden?
Hello.
Hey, do you think you could, disguise me?
Of course. What would you like to
Anything
be?
you want. Anything you want, just not this.
That's a risky proposition.
I mean, nothing dangerous or too ostentatious. Just not me.
Well, I mean, we have. I guess we could work with this. Yes, I can do it. It will be done post haste. Let's see. I'm just gonna rummage around in my disguise kit and bring out lots of gaudy bullflop. There's a rubber chicken in there too, of course. All right, give me 1 second. Let me work.
Oh, what the fuck do you want it to look like? Because it looks like it.
It
looks like it.
She's pretty ridiculous.
Tommy
but-
Wiseau.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a very she's Tommy Wiseau going to a Renaissance fair.
It's going to be pretty difficult to actually disguise the beak as anything other than.
She's Norwegian. She just has a big nose.
Disguise kit is.
I'm Norwegian.
Is only makeup. There's no magic involved. It's literally just prosthetics and makeup. You're just really freaking good with it. But yeah, I guess if you look like a small, pale-skinned, sort of Nordic, Scandinavian-looking Tommy Wiseau figure with like sleek black, almost feather-like hair, with this just enormous schnoz, just this ridiculously huge nose. But yeah, I mean, after the time is up over the last hour, maybe Arden has been putting makeup on and crafting small things and applying them perfectly blended edges. As far as you can tell, even you guys who know exactly who this is a weird-looking, but definitively human, relatively short human man.
I guess.
We're still not sure.
We're really not
Because
clear on that.
I'm picturing Tommy Wiseau with an enormous nose.
Someone's got to Photoshop that right now, please.
Yeah.
I want Tommy's Wiseau Photoshop with just
He
a
kind
hooked nose that goes down here.
He transcends male or female. He's his own thing.
I would like to hide the medallion, just throw it in my pocket. B, kind of cover using some of the like clothes that I have in my kit. Just cover the armor a little bit. Cover any insignias, any symbols, any cluing signs, and wear a hood.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Do I have to? You want me to roll anything for that, or?
No, that's
Okay.
that's just a thing. You can't fuck that up.
I
You
don't
got an
know.
hour.
Tenchi, you're muted.
You've done a wonderful job, Strings, but could I help a little?
Of course.
Ah, all right.
I'm just gonna start just
How?
disguising him.
How? Oh.
Don't worry.
I-
Don't worry. I got this.
Okay. Right. Oh God.
I'm gonna step back.
Oh, hi, Mark. You look amazing.
Okay.
I did not hit her. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not.
So,
We just look like two Tommy Wiseaus.
well, I assume you look like Mark.
Yeah, you can be either one.
Okay. Okay. I'll be Mark.
Tom-
You be Tommy.
got Johnny and Mark, or Greg and Tommy, or whatever from.
Oh my
from
God.
I would also
so we
just
have
note
two extra humans in the party now.
this human has moved over to Raja's crate or coffin, if you will.
It's definitely
And yeah,
very
I'm
nicely crafted
staying there.
coffin, probably worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, probably a little suspicious too. So there I am.
Well, you guys did a little investigate. You had a cleric help you out. A real
Yeah.
cleric.
Oh.
None of this wharf riffraff fat.
Oh boy.
Yeah, with that, the train had already slowed down to a degree. It tends to slow down as it comes into its approach for Shallow Scar, and you hear the actual brakes engage somewhat as it comes almost to a stop. You guys will notice as you approach Shallow Scar, it's not a very large town at all. Shallow Scar is little more than a sort of glorified trading post, really. Not like 100 years ago, there was almost nothing here at all, really. Just a vague kind of small outpost with a very small town on the side of it. It has grown to a respectable size over the last 100 years because it's got a close proximity to a coal mines, which is something that nobody ever needed or cared about 100 years ago before the invention of the train. And it has it's one of the main towns that actually has access to coal. There's a huge dwarven operation at the northwestern side of town. The rest of the place is just a hub. It's in between the two largest cities of Sin River and the Crimson Sea. I'll give you the map as well, actually, just so you guys have some
Ooh.
idea of what we're looking at. Not the
Oh,
shows.
damn it.
Just so you guys have an idea, this is just the hub. It's in the center of the entirety of Dustvale, but it hasn't made it into a very big town necessarily. It's just made it into a trading post, a stopping point, a waypoint as you go from A to C. It's managed by House Manticore and the young half-elf archpriest known as Chancellor Thessalia Vossler, the esteemed daughter of archpriest Kelman Vossler, who disappeared, presumed dead, 100 years ago in the failed arcane pilgrimage to Dreadtusk to defeat the goddess Mistra. Here
Shit.
is... Yes. Again, this is a small little town. Dirty. Everybody here, as you start to pull in the train, you'll see out the windows the people moving back and forth. Again, it's late now. Like, everywhere has begun to close down. All the shops and things like that will be closed. Everybody would have been let out of the mines, and they're starting to head home or head to the inns and taverns for their drinks and dinners. So you'll see quite a lot of dwarves here. Soot-covered dwarves. Everyone's kind of dirty looking. Everyone looks like they've done a long day hard graft, as opposed to Sin River, where everyone was rich or poor. There was just a straight up divide, and it was all based on gambling, pretty much. Not that many people really work too hard in Sin River. It is the Las Vegas of Dustvale. This place, everyone looks like they work, and it looks like it's part of the aesthetic. This does, however, have one of the largest train stations It is an enormous sort of arched, pillared stone canopy sort of thing, and the train pulls in underneath it. It's curved and grey stone, which again is a rarity because it's a lot of wood and structures in Dustvale. This is just stone, loads of stone here. You can see immediately the ancient dwarven presence because there's a lot more stone buildings, grey stone, and yeah, you guys pull into the train station. Mostly nobody around. Everyone just seems to be going from A to B, but not really from the train, but to their homes. The train comes to a stop. The conductor immediately.
Okay, everybody off. We gotta clean the train, even if you're on to the next. If you're going to Crimson City, it will be leaving tomorrow. Break of dawn at sunup, okay?
Sun up.
Well then,
All
let's
right.
get out of here.
We have a day to resurrect 2 people.
One night.
Less than a day.
Well, let's
Can
hope.
I? Oh, good.
Well, that would mean no. That won't even be possible. We would have to track down the archpriest not at night tonight
Yes.
and get
Well,
him to
then-
do it before tomorrow morning.
Somehow
Then
get
that's what we have to do.
the gold
I mean-
necessary
I feel like
as
we
well.
We'll
Are we-
promise the gold.
we don't have to be on the next train out. I feel like you're rushing it a little bit. Unless you all have someplace you need to be, but I do not.
We'd just rather be in more comfortable territory.
It could be more comfortable than a dusty old mining town. Give me a hand with this coffin.
I'm gonna help him lift it, take it off.
Yeah, as you guys start
did-
to maneuver, go on.
Did we have time for a long rest on the train?
Since the fight with you,
Yes.
no, you've had a short rest. It's been an hour.
Okay.
So you get your complement of spells. Everybody else, if you want to do hit dice, you can.
I don't even have any hit dice left. I need a long rest.
Yeah.
I'm out of
in that-
luck.
In that case, no. You only have you've only had a short rest since the combat previously, which means if you want to use some hit die, you can. Warlocks get their full complement of spells back, and anything you get back on a short rest, you get back, but nothing on a long rest. You'd need to go and do that.
We did have a long rest just before we got on, right? That was we slept the night and then jumped on the train.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
so
actually,
you should have half your hit die back. Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
You had the long rest, then you had the combat, and now you've had a short rest, and now you're off. So you do have half of your hit die at least if you had none.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know what state you guys are in. I hate having 2 weeks off. But yeah, if you want
My character literally
I'm a
did
little
nothing
hurt.
again for the last 3 combat sessions. So he's fine.
yeah, I would recommend using your hit die then. Tuesday. So to do it, there is literally a button that says hit dice, and you click on your sheet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got
It
3
looks
left.
like I have total 5, but I have 3 right now, so I get half of that back.
No, you get you get
Right.
your half of your hit die back, so you'll be back up to 5, and you have. But that basically on your short rest, you've healed up to 10, so you probably had some like nothingness wounds. It was more of an exhaustion thing from jumping off the train or being thrown off or whatever it was that happened to you. A couple of little puncture wounds, I think, from a tentacle.
Yeah.
It wasn't a tentacle; it was a whip.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This
no,
is-
you get.
Hurt a little
Basilius,
bit.
I'm gonna point out Basilius didn't even apologize.
Oh, I figured, yeah.
He
Well,
was just
clearly
yeah.
sensitive.
After you hit him with a hand axe, he just kind of backhands Cran and then just goes back inside and sits down.
So yeah, you got 10 HP back there, Lash. so-
Okay, great. Thank
that's
you.
what that
So that
was.
puts me at full.
but it consumed one of your hit die.
And that
Um,
puts me at 2 hit die.
As you guys take the coffins to the edge of the back area of this train, because you guys are all in the what is it called? Where they
Caboose.
store the
caboose.
storage
Cargo.
cargo. Yeah, the cargo train. You see half orc poke his head around the corner, and see you guys drag in the coffin. He's a big, brutish-looking dude. He's only got one eye. The other one seems to have been destroyed and cut out years and years ago. There's just a fleshy scar over one part of his eye, and he's completely bald. Other than that, he's wearing pretty average-looking clothes. Pokes his head around the corner and just says, "These important? Where they going?"
To the temple.
We'll take them straight to the temple.
Well, we can do it if you want.
It's the only reason we're here, really, so we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll just be bored.
All right. He nods at you and heads off towards the front of the train, where you see there were two other passengers, the young kids. They like hop off and skip into town somewhere. The conductor gives them a curt wave, and then you see him begin to interact with the half-orc as he starts to tell him what needs to be removed and brought back on. And also, this is a refueling station, so they deal with all of that. You guys.
As soon as the orc walks away, we don't ever let these out of our sight.
Nope.
Especially because, well, I don't really know whose coffins these are.
Yeah, they're not ours, and
they look kind of expensive. He's like poking the what'd you say, mahogany or whatever it's made out of,
Yeah,
expensive looking
mahogany.
wood.
Relatively plain, but still nicely crafted.
Right then. Oh, it's been 2 weeks, so I forgot. But what was the name of the wealthy dwarven family that we were impersonating?
oh shit. It was L something.
Find it.
I stopped taking notes a while ago. I should probably start doing that again.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
I was the only one taking notes.
I have my own little notepad here, but it's not very thorough. I usually just remember everything, but then if we take 2 or 3 weeks off, I forget. I'm
Yeah.
done. Grimwolf, that's
I have
it.
a
Yeah.
month I didn't take notes. Grimwolf.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm going to kneel down in front of the conductor and say,
Thank you for the ride, my friend.
and I'm going to hold out my arms for a big hug.
He's he's sort of halfway through a conversation with the orc, and he says,
Oh, what is this? Would you like me to embrace you?
Well, yes, this is the custom.
he gives you a little look over,
Okay, then, I guess.
holds up his little arms, and gives you a short cut
Did you
embrace.
do a daily beauty check beforehand?
Oh yeah, we're not sure how beautiful you are, Tim.
How gorgeous is he look? Oh,
Looking pretty good. Looking pretty sharp, just
Yeah.
like he is in real life today. Got his,
I'm rolling like Fairlight today. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
good. We like it too.
he gives you a curt embrace.
Give him a squeeze. Not enough so he mind blanks me, but you know, it's a nice little squeeze.
He
Can we catch his name? I think we did, right?
his name is Alphen. Conductor Alphen.
Cool.
We're gonna get your body back, Alphen.
We're gonna get your body back, Al. Come on. He immediately continues to ignore you and goes back to telling the half orc what to do.
We're gonna need you to make sure that you fuel it up on time this time. I want to be leaving at daybreak. I don't want to be late. We're already a little bit late because we waited for these passengers at the other end.
And he just keeps going. Then the half orc is already not listening to him. Yeah, what? Yeah. Are you guys stepping off?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as we're close to these here coffins.
Yeah, you. So I guess who has a coffin here?
I guess Vasilius and I would be carrying one. I don't know if Arden could carry one on his own.
You want to carry one on your own? Give me an athletics check.
I guess I'd probably go to Gamil and
I'm
do you
still in
mind?
train.
You're still so I'd probably find you and we need help. If you've got nothing to do, then could use
Whose body am I carrying?
not Raja's.
Vasilius 100% is sticking with Carlias' coffin and nothing else.
Definitely Raja's then.
That's all he's doing.
But I talking to Gamil, if you've got nothing to do, we could use your help.
I mean, what kind of help are you looking for?
We have to carry coffins. You're strong, right?
Are you kidding me?
The gnome.
Just kind of
we-
flexes the one arm, just.
Oh.
Does he give us entrance to the gun show? Just
the
You
conductor,
just say pulsate a little under the armor.
the conductor walks up to you, Gamil, and puts 4 gold coins in front of you.
That's your daily pay. Now, you must leave for the evening. I'll see you in the morning.
Right.
Clean this.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm going to help you guys then.
Come on,
I
come
turn
on.
into Colossal.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything. Don't worry.
Hold on. I can fix this.
He's always got my night. I like Gamil.
Right, now I'm back. Anyway, I can help y'all.
Right. Yes. Perfect. Great.
Just as long as the pay's better than this little pipsqueak.
We have no money. We have no money at all.
Oh.
what he meant to say is you'll be paid handsomely.
Right. What he said. Absolutely. There's
That
money
thing,
overflowing.
All right, how about this? I have a better deal. Whatever, and I point to Vasilius. Whatever you're trying to do.
Hmm?
If you can
All
help
right.
me learn, like what is the hell's happening?
Oh, with the amnesia.
If that's what you want to call it.
Whatever is living in your head is not to be trifled with, and it's vastly above anything I can help with, although would I know anyone that would like dabble with the occult? I don't know. I'm a warlock, so maybe at some
Depends, yeah. I mean, it depends how you got your powers, really. Because did you just make a random flippant pact, or did you go to somebody? There are people in Dustvale that will snatch a child off the street and force them to make a pact with a devil, so that they can so that they can gain power. Remember, magic is generally
right.
unsanctioned, so
I don't remember if I ever like sent you the completed Vasilius backstory thing, but basically he did it. He did it intentionally as an act of rebellion because his parents have been honest working folk their whole lives, and he says, "Screw that! I want the shortcut to power and fame." So he struck up a pact for that purpose.
then I would imagine you just did it by yourself. And so, give me an intelligence check. Not too sure. I mean, there are scholars and wizards and stuff like that would probably have a much better chance at understanding what's wrong with him, but I don't think you know of any specifically here, or anyone who's very, very particularly
Right.
in that realm.
Funny thing, Roger would probably know. His whole house is packed full of books on the topic.
Roger would
and no one looked at the books.
No, Arden did. Arden did.
He started to. Actually, yeah, okay. So Vasilius would just answer. Offhand, I don't know how to help you. I tried probing into it, and it screwed with my mind instead. Although, hey, and calling over Cran.
Cran looks at you and just says, "No," and then floats over towards you, flapping his wings above him.
The thing in his head. It doesn't look like it's from this plane. Probably from where you're from.
Well, yeah.
Ta-
Well,
ta-
you want me to mess with that shit? I ain't
No.
gonna mess with that shit. I ain't touching it.
I don't want you. I don't want you to mess with it. Will you shut up? But do you know of anything like that? It was black tentacles everywhere, obscuring. I couldn't look into his mind. It was blocked off by. It looked like a giant squid, except not a squid.
Give me an intelligence check for Cran.
Let me pull up Cran's character sheet.
Cran says, "Well, I'm from the abyssal plane, and everything's got dark tentacles. Everything's got a slippery tentacle slipping out trying to get you.
trying to get you around the neck, drag you down, bite your head off. If it's super powerful, yeah. I guess the dark one. You could go see the dark one. Hey, I'll take you down there. How about that? We go on a little family trip.
How about maybe later?
I'll summon you, huh?
Yeah, I could wake up in a little fist. I've always wanted to try it.
You could be my familiar. I'll make you do all sorts of stupid shit all day. And we'll go and see the big guy, huh? Go see the dark one with all these tentacles for this one.
Are you a fan of tentacles, Camille?
Oh. What would you say? Sorry, I kind of blanked out there for a moment.
No, nothing. At any rate, to remedy your situation, you probably need someone who's had some expertise with darker things that I am used to.
Right. Well, I mean, if we find anyone on the way, that'll be a start.
I'll keep an eye out. In the meantime, lift that box. Pointing at the other one.
Well, I walk over to it and I try and lift it on my own.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. Yep. Easy.
Right. Where do you want this?
Wow. Right. Okay.
Who's carrying the other one?
We're carrying Carlias.
Some strings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So-
I'm trying to just sort of not be noticed too much.
She's doing that like.
I'm hunching a little more than
Are
usual.
you doing the Jack Sparrow thing where you cling to the bottom of the coffin?
I was considering that.
Why does it feel so much heavier than it was before? So I don't know. If we're going to try and do this immediately so we can be on the next train out, we'd have to go find the priest now and perhaps bother him in his own private quarters, which I imagine won't go over so well. Plus, there will likely be a fee, although I may be able to take care of that if I can convince him that it will be covered.
The fee is applied in the resurrection, I think. So we need it. Unless they have them in store, you can convince them to lend us one.
I would imagine a priest of his status would probably already have said items.
Hopefully.
But we'll just have to ask and find out.
Why don't we get a room, spend the night? We don't have to catch the next train then. We'll just
I feel like we're probably going to be here a while. The next train will. I mean, trains come and go from Crimson City all the time. There'll be one every couple of days. It shouldn't be too hard to catch a ride.
I mean, we could gamble. I've got 168 gold. If we could turn that into.
No, we spent that gold.
Uh-oh.
Oh yes, here's the change, and he flips her 1 copper.
Oh no!
We're broke.
Oh, we're totally broke. I do not have that.
And it'll cost us 2,000 to resurrect them, so maybe
2,000.
1,000 per.
I thought it was 500. And what do I know? I've never brought anyone back from the dead. I thought that they required a diamond for 500.
Brad, is it 500 or 1,000? Resurrection is 1,000, but
Roll me an Arcana check.
I want to
Yeah,
say,
we'll have
I
to-
want to say Boulder was 500 and plus the diamond.
yeah, 500 plus a diamond was 1,000. So
It's 1,000. As far as Vasilius is concerned, it's 1,000. As far as you're concerned, it's 500. Somehow you need to flip your argument.
you know,
Let's just go.
we'll find out.
Ask.
Why don't we go get a room in the inn, and in the meantime,
Ask them if they have space for a couple of corpses.
and in the meantime, 2 of us or 1 of us goes and tries to find a job for us to make some money. We still need money while we're here.
I just
work.
look immediately at Lash.
Yeah. There's money to be had here.
Excellent.
If
Flash
you know
used
where
to
to
rob
look.
people.
And I used to kill them.
And I swindle them. It's what we do.
So maybe there's someone that needs something killed in a cave or in the mines. Maybe they need to be cleared. I can go over to the mines if you when we take the body back. And
If
then
there's anyone that needs convincing or needs their mind changed, you let me know.
maybe you go find the priest, and you and Arden. I'll go to the mines. Lash will go find money somewhere, and
The mines?
well, yes, there's things that probably need to be killed for money, right? That's
Oh, yes. Thought you were going to get a day job.
Emil's gonna like walk over with the coffin. I mean, you could always try and mine coal.
I
Pays
give
pretty low.
I give him the flattest,
Yeah.
most bored.
It
Are you
says,
stupid? Look,
like
just this immediate.
no, I like to kill things. That's
You're in a mining town.
It would take you fucking years to make 500 gold.
Yeah.
I'm sure Camille's not aware. of it.
Camille. It's a good idea, but we'll put a pin in it for now.
Listen,
Right.
how about we just go to the business district
Mining coal.
and not mine any coal.
It's an honest pay.
It's an honest pay that would take you 30 years to get enough money to do what we need to do.
And we'll just wait until some nobles pass by, and
I like the way she thinks.
Yeah, but maybe you don't want to get caught again, so you should probably.
yeah.
God. Sorry.
But I can still provide it intelligence.
You keep your eyes open, little man.
I've never been called that before.
He was about to say bird.
Right, let's go this way.
Yeah, so the town is sort of split up into four main districts, really. You've got the industrial district, which is houses a lot of dwarves. It's also known as the Dwarven district. It's where most of the dwarves live. They just live in the coal mines, and when they are not underground, that's where they live. It's mostly houses. There are a few shops there. Lash, give me a history check.
One moment.
Hey, that is also where Mr. Bronzebelly, the stone seller, lives. You are very well versed in Mr. Bronzebelly's wares because you've probably stolen from him so much. Down in the coal mines, they come across all sorts of other things. Sometimes they'll find a diamond worth 500 gold pieces, and then that goes up, and they just pull it in, and usually it ends up in Mr. Bronzebelly's store. There is actually, lucky for you, a specific store there where you can buy and sell
And
precious
pilfer.
stones and pilfer precious stones. But it's Mr. Bronzebelly, a dwarf. If he catches you, you will die. Everyone knows that every thief he catches, he puts a dagger through their belly. Mr. Bronzebelly stabs people in the belly. So you have the industrial district, which is a dwarven home. It's similar to the residential district, which is the second place. Residential district where everyone lives. The people that do live here and work in the general various areas of town tend to live in the residential district. It's just houses, nothing more to it other than the Vossler Manor, which is a pretty large estate where Chancellor Vossler lives and her family have lived for centuries. And it also has this huge church. The church is a church dedicated specifically to Mistra, the goddess of magic, and it's pretty impressive considering how run down and dirty most of the town is. This is actually like a very interesting, intricately shaped building. It's not just a big square thing. It's kind of got like a almost like a C shape to it. It looks kind of sci-fi, I guess, from the outside. It has like a single circular central tower, and then around it there is these spires, and inside it's just a library as well as a place of worship. And it stands relatively tall and relatively obvious in the distance from where you guys can see in the train station. It is lit up. You can see that they have some colored windows, stained glass kind of windows, as it is sort of a 24-hour thing with all the acolytes that live there. And it's one of the biggest churches in the entirety of Dustvale. Because this town is very religious, they put a lot of money into the church. You have the business district, which is pretty much stores. Because this is a trading post, this is where you find quite a lot of houses, but also there's a general store for everything here. You get a relatively good weapon store, armor smith, clothing, food, things like that, because this is a trading post. You get quite a lot of different exotic things that come from all around the world and mostly around Dustvale. So you get like a pretty good variety of stores, but it doesn't specialize in anything in particular. And then there's just the straight up slums, which is a slum. Disgusting. There's also Lash's old nest nearby, but that's been caved in, kind of, mostly.
And would I know where the taverns... I assume the taverns are kind of distributed, some in each district, and maybe according to wealth, so maybe in the nicer part of the residential district there might be a higher value tavern.
Yeah, there's taverns all over. It's not a huge place. Like, there really is not that many people here that live here. There's only a handful of taverns. So there is a specific inn in the train station, just outside one of the larger buildings in town is an inn, because a lot of people end up doing pretty much what you are doing but not really doing, where the train comes in, refuels, and then leaves the next morning. So there is a decent inn nearby, and then there are just taverns all about. You guys are in the train station itself. You're surrounded at the moment by nothing more than just wooden crates and a handful of workmen moving about. It's just these stone floors that spread out, and you can see, because it's an open side kind of canopy station, you can easily see the mountainside, the slums across the train tracks, on the opposite side of the train, and then on the other side of it, very obviously you can see Vosla Manor with this tall sort of grey stone spired and then shaped building of the church just beyond it, and then again just dwarves mostly, handful of human, maybe a spired dragonborn, a half orc moving around. But yeah, everyone here is big as well. Like, even the dwarves look like an inch taller than they should be, and they're like a little larger. Everyone's wearing gloves, like dirtied gloves. But yeah, I mean, Lash, you pretty much, if you want knowledge on a thing, you know where it is. So you can say, Brad, where is this thing? And I'll tell you where it is, because you know.
Excellent.
You know this place like the back of your hand with a 20.
So I'm gonna approach Strings and Arden and kind of huddle them in. Okay, I have an idea.
Vasilius is walking over to join you. Even if it looks like you're having a private conversation, he just walks.
I immediately make room for Vasilius, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
He just walks up, folds his arms, and is listening.
So, we don't have gold for an inn.
We've none.
Here's the idea.
Is probably not going to be a problem.
Let's take the coffins to the church with the express request that no one be allowed to remove them or open them. They can't turn away the dead there. And then, once we are relieved of those, we will go to the industrial district and do a thing.
We could still camp outside. I mean, we don't need a rune. I'm okay with roughing
Where's
it up.
the nicest place in town?
Where is the nicest place in town? Are you meaning inn or inn/tavern, I assume?
Nicest place for what? To stay?
Yeah.
The nicest
The most expensive hotel or place to stay in town.
is the the Minstrel's Chalice, located the north end of the residential. Oh no, it's the same thing. Hang on. Yeah, it's the place where the nobles stay. Should there be anything that the nobles are doing in town, or if they're stopping on their travels, they don't stay anywhere other than the Minstrel's Chalice. It's ridiculously expensive though, and it's also pretty much where, if you're not like a friend of the Vosslers and you're able to stay at the manor with them, which is obviously where they would put up the other chancellors and super high nobles, then you would stay at the Minstrel's Chalice.
Right.
That would be the Minstrel's Chalice, but why would we go there?
It's probably the first time you've seen Vasilius smile.
Oh, he is actually smiling. Why are you smiling?
Let's take a crack at it, shall we? And if it doesn't work, we can go stay somewhere else.
Okay, I need to
Whatever.
lay pretty low, but okay. If you want to
Yeah.
try.
So I'm gonna start heading that way with the coffin, and that's
Yep.
is that near the church? Maybe we should leave the coffins there.
It is. It's in the
Although-
northern part of the residential district that is near the church.
Right next to that whole area, yeah, next to the Vossler Manor.
I don't really want to let it out of my sight, but then again, the owners of the inn would probably not be too happy if we showed up with the dead. So yes, let's do that.
Sounds good.
Do it.
I guess we head there then.
Okay, so Lash leading the way. Nobody pays you any attention, Lash.
Good.
Everyone just glances over. One child looks up and sniggers and laughs at your giant nose and runs away. But that's about it. Like nothing. Everyone seems to just be going about their business, moving to and fro. You guys head towards the very obvious Vossler Manor, and then just do a little bop and weave through a couple of cobblestone streets, and then come to the Minstrel's Chalice, which is very obviously an inn and very obviously a more noble spot. It's a big sort of two-story timber and brick building. Windows lit warm. Two of the windows at the front are round, which is extremely special. With firelight inside. Even approaching, you can tell that the tavern is more of a rich man's spot, because there isn't just rowdy laughter and fighting taking place inside. Everyone seems to be sat comfortably in nice, comfortable chairs at these sort of elven wrought tables, and the door isn't wide open; it's closed. So yeah, it's pretty obviously a nice place. It looks more like a comfortable bar than an actual like down to earth grubby tavern like you would find almost anywhere else.
This is it.
Oh wait, did we go to the inn or did we go to the church first? We went to the inn first, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in and have a chat with them. Actually, you. He points at Arden. You. Can you make yourself look human, noble?
Well, yes. To what end?
Just take a moment and do it.
Fine. And just step around to where someone's not looking and do it.
I'm going to look for a nearby phone booth and walk inside and spin around in a circle real quick and then walk out looking like Adam LaFrance or whatever his name was.
Oh,
Yeah.
the France.
Oh.
Remember the noble who jumped out the train in like the first episode?
Wilfred.
Yeah.
Wilfred
that's right.
Wilfred LaFrance.
The
Wilfred.
legendary Bear Grylls of Dust.
Now, he's like a bit better, but originally, yeah, he was clearly
He's
in
out there fighting lightning.
Yeah.
Legends say to this day he's still fighting that giant cobra.
And lightning.
And like,
Yeah, you guys transform yourself into more noble-looking gentlemen. Strings probably still looks rough.
I'd like to believe I had to dress down a little bit.
Camille would definitely also look rough, and so would Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, I'm telling them to wait
Yeah,
outside.
Tommy's
Oh,
not
okay.
going anywhere.
All right, so
Tommy's
just you two
hiding
are
in a
going
corner.
Fairlight, just you two.
Yep, and then I'll just head inside with them.
Yep.
Or I'll head inside with Arden specifically.
Yeah, you guys go inside. Again, it's just a very chill atmosphere in here. There's a barman sitting with a nice little bow tie on, a human man with he's got like grease in his hair or something, which makes him look a lot more attractive than a lot of people in town who are bald and dirty. And nobody says anything to you as you walk in. They all seem to be caught up in their own conversations with each other, sitting at their tables, drinking their rich-looking wines and whiskies. A fire warms the room in the back as it starts to get a little more chilly. At the far end, there's a large staircase that splits and seems to go up to the first floor, but relatively small bar on one side with a gentleman cleaning a mug. He nods at you as you head in.
Can I determine his race from looking? Is it human?
Yeah, human.
Okay, perfect. Would I know the first names of any other members of the LaFrance family? Or are any of them well known?
Yeah, probably. Give me a history check. The LaFrances. So you had Wilfred and you've got Madalena. So they are the two eldest LaFrances. They have no children, if memory serves what I wrote. Let me see. Which is why Wilfred was so desperate for the deeds to his wife's land. Because it just goes to the tieflings. So pretty much that's it, unless you want ancestors and stuff. It just comes down to Madalena and Wilfred LaFrance. The odds of the news that Madalena is dead and Wilfred is missing of reaching Shallow Scar or anyone in particular here is very low. But they are the famed LaFrances.
What about Julian and Serena Tandry? Where were they from?
Julian and Serena Tandry.
Raja had an encounter with them and met them. They were in the carriage with the Chancellor.
They were Sin River, I think.
They're also from Sin River? Okay.
Arden, well, Tenchi, you have more info on them. I assume that they are Sin River born and bred.
Yeah, I can take a look if you'd like.
Well, they're your NPCs, really.
Oh, they're yours?
I don't remember any.
As in, no, as in legit, like you created them. Really. I mean, sort of. Lord Julian Barathon and Selena Barathon.
Julian was a gnome.
Julian is a gnome. Serena was a gnome as well, wasn't he? So basically, they are just noble noblemen of the Sin River people. I don't think they have any children. Arden? No kids?
No.
You've got Serena and Lord Julian, though I would be interested to see if you transform into one of them. Arden.
No, he's not going to transform. He's just going to go for epic name dropping. And at this point, I'm going to approach the counter, but before I go ahead, just remember to go along with whatever I say and agree with it, etc. And I'm gonna cast guidance on both of us before I go up there, and then approach the guy at the bar.
Yeah, he puts the mug down and says, "Hello, gentlemen. How can I help you this evening?"
I am hoping you have accommodations available for a relatively large party, probably a procession of 40 or so. Do you have that many vacancies?
40? Well,
I was told this is the finest establishment in town for noble houses to stay at.
Yes, of course. We have, believe, enough rooms depending on how many people will be staying in one room. A couple?
Probably not more than. Well, hold on. There's the Tandries, there's the LaFrances, there's the Skolharis, there's. Let's see.
See if he knows who they are.
Probably not more than 2 in most of the rooms. I think the Drexes, they should have 4.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well,
It would
20
probably
rooms. Yes, I believe.
probably 20 or so. Maybe as few as 17 or 18, as some of the maybe whole families of 3 or 4.
He reaches under the desk and pulls out a large ledger and starts flipping through pages. He looks up and glances at a couple of people in the tavern and says, "Yes, I think if we can move around 1 or 2 people, make sure that we set up this room." Yes.
Well,
I believe
it won't be for another 3 or 4 days. It's not an immediate rush. I just need to make sure these arrangements are done in advance.
3 days. Yes, I'm sure the arrangements can be made. Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Accommodations here consist of small rooms, but we have beds with woolen mattresses, and if you would like
Splendid.
larger rooms for certain people, then that can be arranged.
At least 3 of your suites, your finest rooms, 3 of them, yes.
Yes. Well, yes, of course. And will be requiring food.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Make sure to be getting in the pheasant. We had planned on braised hare this week, so I'll make sure that we have enough to accommodate for your entire party. Yes, of course.
I'm quite partial to pheasant myself.
Pheasant and hare is what the chef, I believe, is providing this week. I'll just have to make sure that we have enough for a large
Excellent.
party.
Excellent. We will need probably only 2 of those rooms as of tonight, because I believe 5 are already here. The rest of the primary procession will be arriving in about 3 or 4 days' time. How much is it? Can you add it all up for me and start a ledger?
Yes, certainly. He pulls out a strange-looking contraption and begins typing in numbers. So you want 20 rooms. That will be, for the room, 3,000 gold. Of course, adding and accounting for all of the food. We're looking at 3,500 gold for you, sir.
Excellent.
Well, I don't know, actually. This
Per night.
That's it. I feel like we're surrounded by peasants now. You think we can stay here?
There's no need to be rude. It's a coal mining town. This is the best I have.
It's a good point, I guess.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes, it will be 3,500 gold per night. Of course, anybody in your party who knows the Chancellor could, of course, arrange to speak and dine with them. They often have rooms at the manor for anybody.
There actually will be probably several of them have chosen to do that, but the manor has, unfortunately, as we discovered, limited capacity and can't fit all of us. This is just the leftover.
Right, of course, yes. And in 3 days, and for how many nights will you be staying?
This would be 2 nights, so double.
2 nights. Okay, yes, that can be arranged. Yes, of course, you'll have to place down a deposit tonight so that we can make sure that we cover our costs.
Excellent. How much is the deposit?
We'll say 1,000.
Very well. Actually, is Julian going to arrive tonight, or is he arriving tomorrow?
Well, I mean,
I don't think he's going to be here till tomorrow. Can we put it under a Tandrid ledger for the time being and just hold? We'd only need 2 of the rooms tonight. No one would actually be staying in any of the others for another 3 days. Is that a possible arrangement? Because I'm obviously not carrying that much gold on me. I can't even lift that much.
Let me see. The Tandras. I don't believe we've ever had a Tandra stay here before.
because you host peasants.
They stop. They don't often venture north from Sin River
Meow.
except for
Indeed.
except for special occasions.
Yes, unfortunately, without a set-up line of credit, we cannot place a deposit down on somebody else's name.
Well, you can simply put it under my name then. It's Wilfred LaFrance.
Wilfred LaFrance. Let's see. Oh, yes, you've stayed here before, Mr. LaFrance. You must have been while Richter was in charge. I do not remember your face. Yes, that should be fine. That will be 1,000 gold charged to your account. And you will have, what, a peasant boy bring it over?
Well, the bulk of the party should be arriving in 3 days, but if we need the deposit before then, we could probably have it run up with the next train. When would the next train be arriving? 2 days? 3 days?
I'm afraid I have no idea how the train runs. As far as I can tell, it just comes and goes willy-nilly.
We'll have it brought up immediately with the next delivery.
Right here. Well, I'll have to place the provisions on hold for now. And
That's fine.
in 3 days, your rooms and dinners will be prepared for a party arriving of 40 at 20 rooms.
Perfect.
With 3,500 gold per night, 1,000 gold deposit to be brought up with the next train, presumably tomorrow or the day after, and then on the third day, your party. Okay.
Perfect.
It's all booked in, Mr. LaFrance.
Excellent. Do you require my signature anywhere?
Nope. Just send the money with the peasant.
Perfect. Which 2 rooms would we be in?
Room number 1, of course, the largest of the rooms. And right below that, the second largest of the rooms, room 19.
Perfect. Pleasure is...
Of course.
19 is... Pleasure doing business with you, as always.
Absolutely. And would you be requiring dinner now, sir? We can offer you some of that pheasant.
I have, unfortunately, other matters I have to attend to tonight, but if the chef will be cooking late, I will certainly be hungry by then.
Of course, we offer a 24/7 pheasant service.
See, I told you, it's not all bad here. I'll just start walking away with Arden.
Give him a dirty look. Kept saying.
Yeah, you guys head out.
Perfect.
I'm telling Basilius how much I sold that whole thing, and it was because of me that we got that room.
Yeah, I'm not even making you roll.
Holy shit.
That's how good that was.
I'm super excited and proud of him, but I'm really waiting for this shit to implode.
We are so fucked. Like, we're so fucked.
Yeah, we're
then
in
I'll
worse
tell
trouble than
Fairlight.
I'm even in.
This is, like, I'm gonna get rehired to come back in and kill your asses. Like, they're gonna like, we've got another one.
One city away from just everyone coming after you all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad about Shallowscar coming after us. I'm worried if LaFrance comes after us now.
He's out in the wilderness fighting a snake!
Yeah, but he's leveling up out there.
He's killing sand boars.
He's fighting lightning.
Is the
You know what
optional
that's
super
like?
boss. You know that, right? Like you can always go and fight the optional super boss of Wilfred LaFrance.
Yeah. Also known as Ruby Weapon.
Oh my god.
Ruby fucking weapon Ozma out there.
Nice
Oh,
quick
boy.
level. Go fight Wilfred.
So, yeah, you guys head back outside into the night. The rest of the party are waiting for you. A couple of coffins sitting on the street. Maybe drawing a little more attention now that you've stopped. A couple of people will just kind of stop and look at the coffin. One or two people will just kind of like heads down, walk past. A couple more people will say a quiet prayer as they walk past. But yeah, generally, again, nobody's really paying you guys any attention, particularly, obviously, Strings and Lash.
Yeah,
One
still
ish.
still making me uncomfortable that any attention at all. So when they get back out, Vasilius, we really need to get rid of these coffins.
Yes, let's take them. Also, we're staying here for the next few days.
What?
Room 19 is all yours.
I get
What?
19?
Mhm.
That's on the bottom floor. Is there a back door to that one?
No
can make
one's going to care about you and your giant little man nose.
I
Yes.
can't go in the front
There's no back doors. There's just peasants.
There's no one will even look at you. You don't even look anything like your usual self.
But
We'll find a window.
Actually, they wouldn't
Window.
even know. They wouldn't
Find a
actually
window.
even know it's me at first when I walk out because I'm not dropping the disguise. I'm still Wilfred Frantz as I walk up to them.
I thought you did it before you went in, though, didn't you? Go to an alleyway?
I don't.
Oh yeah, we would have seen you.
Maybe they saw me do it. I don't know.
yeah, we probably did.
Denying my opportunity to mess with them.
For the sake of not freaking the fuck out. Yeah.
Right.
You said you
Lash,
stepped into a phone booth. Or whatever.
Window. I can go in through the. We're staying here.
we'll find a window. How did you manage this?
I can't.
It's what I do.
But
Also, we need to be gone in 3 days or they'll kill us.
Oh, I like it. I love
okay.
it. I love it.
Okay. Okay. I can't go in the front. What are we doing with the car? I'm starting to get more
Let's
You can
just-
see
let's
Lash
just-
is getting.
Calm down. Let's just take it to the church for the time being.
Let's go to the church. Let's go to the church.
Lead the way.
Okay. And I'm gonna lead the way slightly north and east.
Yeah, pretty easy to get to the church. It's one of the more visible points in town. You guys following Lash up a few more well-kept streets. Still not great, but compared to the rest of town, which is just grime covered, this area seems to be kept in relative decent repair. The buildings here seem to be cleaned regularly. The pathways seem to have been brushed once or twice, so it's not completely covered in sand and soot and grime. No beggars, and the handful of people that you do see in this area are relatively well dressed. You pass the Vosler Manor, which is a huge gated off mansion surrounded by a few smaller structures that would still be like almost mansion-like houses for your average person. And beyond it, there's a large open space where the Church of Mistra sits, slightly aside from the town. It has a huge courtyard, though relatively open plan. It is flattened and sort of like cut stone, and it leads up to a huge set of double doors. Central spire again, with just this strangely curved shaped stone, like relatively rare because everything's just wooden and chucked down in Dust Vale. This is actually very nicely crafted. Still relatively plain, sort of grey stone, but shaped in such a way that there are two curves, like two C's around a central spire with various hallways that seem to interconnect internally. And at the back, there's another smaller structure that seems to come off of it. All of the large colored glass windows are lit by internal candles that you can see from the outside, all the way up the spire, all around the C-curved sides. And then either side of the large double doors, there are two of the larger windows, just huge stained glass windows with the depiction of Mistra's star, which some of you have a tattoo of, I think. That sort of blue-white star.
Yep.
Inside of a circle. But the doors are closed. Even though the doors are closed, it still looks relatively inviting, considering this sort of part church, part library is definitely sort of closed, but relatively inviting as you guys step onto the courtyard and approach the double doors. What do you want to do?
Well then.
Still hear me mumbling under my breath. Minstrels, chalice.
What are you on about? Have you never stayed at an inn before?
Well, not. That's not any inn. It's the inn. No.
It's mine now.
No. Certainly not one like that.
I can't be bothered with other peasant garbage. I'm not going to sleep on the ratty little stone cots of place at the train station. Ugh. Let's get our business done here.
I'm gonna stroll up and try the door.
Sure.
Before-
Yeah, go on.
Before we go in, this is our patron, right? This is the one that
So I kind of look down
Depends if
chose?
you,
at my tattoo, and
yeah.
my sparkly feathers.
Or
Yeah.
You're what now?
Our
Oh.
patron got us.
Who actually has Mistra still? I have Kellenborg.
I'm
Mistra.
Mistra.
Just
She's
the two?
Mistra. Carlias
Yeah.
was Mistra? Okay, yeah, so yeah.
Is it 3 of us?
Yeah, Basilius, yeah, you weren't there for that. We met a god, I think.
Please. I'm
And-
not quite that amazing.
No, like a real god, like a demigod or something. I have no idea. And
Okay.
he made us choose a patron god and said that they would need us one day, and now we're branded. That's why her
Branded?
feathers sparkle, and I've got this tattoo.
You hear Grimiald placing down the coffin. Aye, and I'm best friends with a god, aye.
I
I
mean,
mean, I've had tea with a god.
I hardly believe that.
no, he has. You should hear the story. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's quite. He tells it so well.
Yes, you sound quite skeptical for one who has some sort of a dummy gorgon tentacle monster living in his head. Well, do you suppose your connection to this god will assist us here at this house of worship?
When Carlias fell, I asked for help and she didn't respond. So
Sounds fairly typical.
probably not as big of a connection as we'd like or dislike.
Well, it's not about whether it's a good connection for us. It's about whether the priest who operates this place believes it's a connection.
Yeah, right. I mean, I have a tattoo, so I'm legit, right?
Does the tattoo match this place's
Yeah, it's
sigils? Yes. Well, maybe they'll give us a discount. Let's go. And I'm just gonna walk up and start trying to push the door open.
Yeah, you can quite easily push the door open. It is unlocked. It's a huge oaken door, but it pushes and just swings very easily. It almost too easily, like it's either super well greased or aided in some way. As you push it, it just glides open very easily. In front of you is this hallway, not particularly long. Maybe 50, 60 feet ahead of you, this hallway stretches out. There is candles, well lit, and like a marble floor with sort of shapes and carvings in it, which it's just a pattern, nothing particular. Either side of the entranceway, as soon as you step in, there are two large depictions carved in marble of what you would assume to be Mistra, a woman with long flowing hair, holding each of her hands out, palms up, with two stars carved. And probably the most striking thing is that in the distance, as the hallway ends, it curves out into a sort of circular room, which you assume would be the tower that goes upwards. At the center of the circular room, and instantly obvious to you, is a tree, a very rare tree. The leaves are white, and it sprouts up and stretches out huge at a central point. There is a woman tending to the tree, kneeling down in front of it. Just beyond that, at the far end of the hallway, you see three very large Goliaths sort of moving about milling about, sort of tending to their own selves. They are well-armored looking Goliaths. They almost look like kind of like a typical medieval knight. They have that sort of like armor on, a bit like what you wore in your prime strings. And they have a fixed branding of Mistra, and then on the other side like those, what are those things called, that affix a sort of cape to the back of the armor?
Pauldrons.
It's not the pauldron, but
little
the
circle
pauldrons.
thingies.
the little circle thingies on the front. I forget what
Brooches. They're
they're like brooches.
yeah, it's like a brooch. I don't know what the actual, but it's a brooch.
Nipple tassels.
Broachy bedazzle. Either side of each pauldron, one in the shape of the Mistra symbol of the star, one in the shape of a manticore, which represents House Manticore, the house that owns the city. And they seem to be moving about. Each one has a form of a great weapon. One has a sword, one has an axe, and one has a club affixed to their backs. But as soon as you open the door, Vasilius, there is just a young lady just right there in front of you. You say hi. She turns immediately and looks and...
Oh, I should specify I'm dropping the disguise before I go in, too. So I'm just me.
Cool. Yeah, she just turns a moment. She's sort of almost startled, and then she bows her head. She's wearing just like plain hempen clothes. Like she's wearing nothing of any worth or whatsoever. She just looks almost like she's wearing a sack, just shaped vaguely to fit her body. And she has a broom, just an old wicker broom that she was dusting the marble floor with. And she turns to you and, hello. You're rather
Greetings.
late for mass. Unfortunately, it's over now.
Yes, unfortunately, I wish that were all that we were here for. Unfortunately, our needs are slightly more concerning. And I'll just like turn aside so she can see the coffins that we brought with us.
Oh, what service is it that you require?
Well, we've come seeking the assistance of the Archpriest, as we have been informed that he's one of the few that might have the power to restore life to those who have quite recently fallen.
Yes, a very important ritual, and one that is not to be taken lightly, of course. Yes, you will see Chancellor Vossler straight down the hallway there, tending to the tree. And she sort of points the broom towards the tree at the center, and there's the woman who just appears to be wearing similar sort of hempen clothing, though she doesn't have the broom. She is leaning down. She could have just been mistaken for any of the other acolytes here. She points down the hallway, and the three Goliath knight types instantly look at you lot as you all look down the hallway, and as you all kind of make eye contact, they kind of stand to attention, and one of them starts trudging down the hallway. The greaves of his boots echo off the halls towards you as he takes his first few steps towards you. He adjusts his greatsword on his back, and that's where we're going to go to our break for the evening. But not before we step very briefly and quickly back to the train.
Oh fuck!
On the train, in two of the boxes, which were left behind.
These guys.
You see?
Are you serious?
You see at the far end of the train, the furthest backmost two boxes that were on the top right of the map of the train. Foot kicks off the lid of one of these boxes, and a bunch of hay drifts up out, and one of the finely dressed, very pale skinned, slightly reddish eyed looking gentleman steps up and disgusting. And the next box opens up a little less callously. It's not kicked off, but it is adjusted and removed, and the second gentleman brushes off the hay from himself, and they step up. One of the worst days' sleep I've had in a very long time. Yes, one of the worst days' sleep I've had in a very long time. What on earth did they put in our bloody beds? Right. Well, I shan't be remembering. I shall remember that. Yes, I shan't be forgetting that one. We'll have our day. We'll have our day. Now, where did they go? And they step up out of their boxes and creep off of the trains. And they head into town, into Shallow Scar, on the scent of their prey. And that's where we're going to go to a break.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
Sorry about the
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dust Vale with your host, HJ Tenchi.
Hello. That is all you get because you're all
That
plebs.
is all you get.
Peasants.
You guys are in the Church of Mistra inside of Shallowscar, an old town. But the church is very large, very ornate. By far the most intricate church or a building in town. One of the most intricate churches in the entirety of Dustvale. A place of not just worship, but also knowledge, as it serves, it sort of doubles up as a sort of library and an archive for history and stuff like that as well. Raja probably came here and had a little look through some of the books during his travels and in an attempt to learn some information about some other stuff that we never found out about.
And not one person in the party ever asked what he's been up to. So no one knows what he was hunting.
Nobody knows.
A triplet of Goliaths stand to attention once they realize that you guys are in here. Two of them stand sort of to attention, one with a great axe, one with a great club, in quite ornate looking armor. Goliaths, for the most part, are usually just big, brutish lugs. They look more like Gamil, barbaric. Quite often they are employed as sort of bodyguards and bouncers and stuff like that, but these ones seem to have ascended to a point of actual vague nobility and knighthood. One of them with a great sword starts to head towards you with a not quite the lumbering giant posture that you would normally find, but with an air of regality to him. A sort of baby blue thin cape spreads out behind him as he approaches each of you. Although as he does approach, the acolyte that you were speaking to that was brushing the floor goes back to doing that, but sort of casually steps out of his way. The Goliath steps up in front of you all and
Some
says,
heavy armor for a church.
Yes.
Oh, I was saying that before he got over there.
he
Not to him.
approaches and says,
Good evening.
Greetings.
You are late for mass.
Your friend the acolyte here was just telling us exactly that. We had actually come by hoping that we would be able to set a time tomorrow to come speak with the archpriest. We have, unfortunately, a mishap has claimed the lives of two of our beloved, and we were hoping that the powers of the archpriest could return them to life, as it has been only a short time.
Morgan, take you to her now.
Oh, right now. Oh,
Right.
very, very well.
Thanks for the coin. If you don't need me any further, and I just
No,
head for the door.
Just gonna put
No,
a hand on Vasilius' shoulder and just
You don't need my help to carry
We-
those anymore. Right, thanks.
we'll go back
Right.
to the room.
the Goliath looks at you both and cocks his head to the side a little bit, looking over Tommy Wiseau, doesn't really make much of it, and then takes a slightly longer linger at you strings.
As
You are disguised as a human as well, right?
I think so. Whatever Arden made me,
You look kind of like a big version
Yeah.
of face from Thingy. So yeah, he lingers for a moment on you, and then just as you guys step out, he says,
in an effort to make it at least seem a little bit more normal, as Lash goes storming off, then Vasilius says, "Oh yes, right. Well, go take care of the errands that I mentioned earlier." Then,
Right. And I'm scurrying at this point,
yeah, well,
right for the door.
we'll go back to the room or wherever she wants to go. I'm going back to
Yeah.
the room.
if String starts backing up, Vasilius is like immediately using awakened mind telepathy and asking him what is going on.
Don't want to be near Vossler. She's a bitch. Long history. Don't want to talk about it. We'll meet you later.
It doesn't respond to that.
okay, so you two bounce.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. I'm out.
Morgan turns and starts heading up the hallway. Once he reaches the area with the other two guards, he turns back. Are you following?
Yes, I'm following him up there.
He says,
Wait here. Do not bring coffin.
Very well.
and he steps in. The other two Goliaths start looking you guys over, trying to work out what you're all about. One of them says, the one with the great club, he says,
What in coffin?
A human and a dwarf.
We can open.
Yes, go ahead if you need to take a look.
each one of them drags a coffin quite easily towards themselves and pushes open the top of the casket, looking in. Just kind of gives it a once over, a glance, and then closes it. And then they go back to sort of attention. Behind them, you can hear Morgan speaking to Chancellor Vossler, though it sounds like they're speaking in a different language. What languages do you people speak?
I believe Vasilius. Hold on, I have to check. He speaks
Common, elf, and giant.
Common, elf, and dwarvish.
I don't have them written here. I believe it's Common, Dwarvish, and Infernal.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and lip read them with my talent.
Sure. Give me, I guess, a perception check. Yeah, the language that they're speaking, you can sort of make out what they're saying. They're speaking in like a whisper, but not super secretively. It's relatively quiet in these halls as well. You can hear the various other acolytes that seem to be cleaning up after something has happened here, presumably the mass they were speaking about. And Arden, they are speaking in giant. The large Goliath is speaking to this woman who she hasn't turned to him in any way. She seems to just be tending to the tree, sort of doing something magical to the base, where it seems to just be growing straight up out of the marble without breaking any of the marble. It's just a tree that just seems to be coming out of it, as if the marble is the ground and the earth. Morgan is saying, it's hard to make out everything. I would say you probably can't read their lips because both of their heads are back, but you can hear them. In giant, he says,
Visitors to see you as priest, not as chancellor.
And she says something back, and yes, I suppose the job is never done. We'll have to see what they want then. And she stands up and... Right, and you've checked them?
They seem travelers, normal, fine.
Okay. She turns around and you sort of see her for the first time. She is, again, she's a half-elf. She's relatively short for a half-elf. Elves are generally quite tall, but she's like 5'5". Dark, straight hair that to us would be like straightened, but is still relatively rare. And it's sort of shaved on one side. She's kind of got that half-shaven, straight, long hair. Her robes are basically the same as everyone else here, just like a hempen rag, a little more than that. Although she has the symbols that the guys have, one of Mistra, one of the Manticore house, on her robes, like sewn on, like a patch. She turns and steps past Morgan and towards you all and introduces herself. Hello, I'm Chancellor Thessalia Vossler. I am also the Archmage here. I see you've brought 2 coffins with you. Presumably,
yes,
you would like my services.
that is indeed correct, Your Holiness. I apologize for bothering you at this late hour. I was not expecting you to still be here so late. I was going to store them here and come seeking your counsel in the morning. But seeing as you're already here, yes, we have 2 of our friends who have unfortunately fallen, and it was relatively recent, and we've come seeking your guidance to see if they could be returned to us.
She sort of steps up to where you are, but sort of doesn't. She listens to you, but she's looking at the coffins, and she nods at each of the Goliaths, and they open each of the coffins, and she looks them over. Okay, yes. Well, remember this then. To revive these corpses, I'll need 2 diamonds, good diamonds, mind you. I'll need something known as binding dust, also known as dead man's dirt. Do you have that? Do you know where you can find that?
The dead man's dirt I'm not familiar with.
Well, you can find some in the mountains to the west. There's an old thieves' hideout up there, absolutely full of the stuff. You find a corpse or two, and yes, you just pick up some of the dust you'll find on their bones. Bring that to me. You'll only need a handful for each of the corpses. You'll have to find me 2 people willing to donate a decent portion of their blood, and the race will have to match that of the corpse you wish to bring back to life, i.e. the dwarf will need dwarven blood, and an item of their possessions, something they love or covet greatly, and I will be keeping this item, for they will be bound to me for life. My light bound to theirs, and should I die, they die too. And should somebody destroy the item that you give me, they die too. It is the archpriest's burden to carry, and so I shall hide the items. And I, along with my people, will defend the items with my life. Do you understand?
I see. Yes, it's quite a burden.
Is this normal? This sounds very complex. Would I have known about this type of resurrection?
Yeah, you can give me an arcane or a religion check.
Doesn't really matter either way.
This sounds way too complex. This sounds crazy to you. This is like, she should just cast a spell. Dude, this is what people do. They just learn the spell and they cast the spell. This is far too complex.
Not to interject, as someone that just creates water, and a lot of water, I can create massive amounts. It's amazing.
You should see his water. It's quite impressive.
Yes, amazing. Why don't you just cast resurrect? Just,
What do you look like? You look like Arden?
Yeah.
She kind of just looks you over. She gives you like a pretty steely look. She has very sort of dark brown eyes, almost black, and she just kind of fixes you with them. Her expression doesn't really change throughout the entirety of everything that she's saying. She kind of just remains relatively expressionless, and she looks at you for a moment and then says, "Oh, water maker, so you're a member of the cloister. I take it you didn't complete your training. You certainly didn't make it to the level of an archpriest. This is something a little aside from what we use to even cast water. We use a divine magic, something brought forth from the gods. This, unfortunately, is necromancy. You understand? This is not basic magic. This is not something that uses our divine light, although it does come from a similar place. This is something altogether separate."
It is new to me to hear that they would be bound to both an item and another person. But we don't have many other options, I suppose. We'll have to go retrieve some of this dust, though.
You'll need the dust and blood, and then a possession of theirs, but it seems that they still have most of their possessions, and I assume you have the rest?
Yes, we have plenty of their belongings. That shouldn't be a problem.
The ritual does not take very long, and I can perform it at any time over the next week or so. I do not sleep, so please feel free to come in the middle of the night. Should you need
elvish ancestry coming in handy, I suppose, with not needing to sleep.
Yes.
Now, obviously, I can tell you're a wonderful person. Those eyes, they fixate, and it's very impressive and all. But why risk your life to save someone that you don't even know who they are? Maybe we're horrible people that can make water, yes, but horrible people. You don't know that maybe this is a bad idea. Why? Why do it?
She
Great idea.
She turns back to the tree and points at it and says, "You've probably never seen a tree like this."
It's very white and nice, yes.
Yes, it comes from a far-off land that sits in the sky islands of the west, in the north, where all of the trees are white, and they are born of magic. Life is born of magic, and so too is reincarnation. I am a servant of the Holy Mother of all magic Mistra, all magic including necromancy. If you wish to bring your comrades, your friends, back, and I have the power to do it, why would I deny you such a thing?
Of
She
course.
has an excellent point.
It is in my interest to bring back your interests. It's as simple as that. I can do it, and I shall take the burden.
Well, we have some dust to go obtain.
If in the interest of learning more about this dust and other things, would there be a library nearby that I could use? I wouldn't want us to go out and on a fool's errand because we're fools. Not you, us.
She sort of fixes you with the stare again for a
Yes,
moment.
those eyes. I like those.
Then she says, this house of worship serves as a library of sorts as well, and you are welcome, as is everybody else, to spend some time here reading. You may not take any of the books. I should warn you that if you should try, it often doesn't end well.
Well, I mean, we're probably going to die taking this dust stuff, so I don't need to die early. I'll just read the books at my leisure, if that's okay. I'll let you know when I leave.
You are welcome to use the services here.
Thank you.
And she just sort of points at either side of the hallway. Please feel free to explore.
Thank you for your assistance, Your Holiness. We will retrieve when we have the ingredients for your ritual.
You're welcome. If that will be all, I have some business to attend.
It is all right then if the coffins are stored here somewhere? If at the time being, obviously, we can't carry them up into the mountains.
I can have them placed somewhere safe, yes.
Thank you very much.
She looks at the two Goliaths and says, Frelk, Tolgar, if you could please take these below. And they, you are sure? She looks back. I have Morgan, should anything happen. And Morgan steps up, the one with the great sword, crosses his arms and looks at each of you. And they, the other two...
I immediately attack the chainsaw.
You are always welcome to. Two Goliaths pick up the coffins and head up and around, kind of this direction around though.
Neil kind of pokes up and gets the priest's attention. I don't suppose you know how to clear a mind.
Gonna give you an intense look.
Or something.
She's looking at you for a moment, and let's see if she can do anything good for you here. She says, clear a mind in what way, precisely?
Everyone I've ever gone to have said I have amnesia. Or whatever it's called.
Amnesia can be brought on by a great many things. Do you believe it to be magical in nature?
Well, and I turned to Facilius. Well, he tried looking and...
It is a being, not just magic. He has something blocking access to his memories, but whatever it is not of this plane, and it is not to be trifled with. In my musings over the years, I've tinkered around with being able to peer into people's minds. I've never seen anything like what is plaguing him. It's otherworldly, dark, blocking something, and even just looking at it, I felt I nearly lost control of my own mind simply looking at his.
How troubling. If you would like, I will attempt to pray on your behalf, but that sort of magic, I would say it's beyond my skills, though I would be willing to speak to some others who may know of a way to help you.
I mean, any information will help. After
I
all,
can provide you with some names and addresses in the morning.
absolutely.
If there's nothing else.
Thank you for your time. I'll just start walking backwards.
She turns around, just completely casually heads back over to the tree and seems to continue carrying on with whatever she was doing. Morgan stands in the doorway, places his greatsword down in front of where you are, and
If you need to speak to her anymore, you come to Morgan first.
Will do. Thank you, Morgan.
Dirty.
Let's get out of here.
okay. Outside, Lash and Strings. Where did you go and what did you do?
So just dipped out and would be hiding in a corner waiting so that we can see when they come out.
Yeah, I'm full agreement. Probably just be laying low.
Yep.
Incredibly, they come outside after about probably 15-20 minutes.
When they do, I psst.
How hidden is she?
If Lash can probably hide very well under any other normal circumstance, but she's not taken into account the fact that she has a giant moon-like white face. And this one time and this one time only, she's not as well hidden as she thinks. Also, Strings is casually standing nearby drinking.
Yeah.
There's just dark shadows, and I hear, psst, and then just immediately see a huge nose. And it's like,
Right there.
yes. So I'll walk over to them. Well,
How'd it go? Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna bring Raja back? Are they Carlias?
yes, she'll bring Carlias back. And the other guy. The thing
Raja.
is, yeah, him. We have to go retrieve some items first.
What do we need? What do we need?
We need dead man's dust, which she said could be obtained in the mountains just to the west of here. Going to need to bring a diamond for each of them.
What? Dead bit? Like
Are you-
actual dust from a.
Like-
Yeah.
We have to go find a graveyard.
She said there's a thieves' hideout west of here that has a whole bunch of corpses in it after some recent, I guess, massacre of some sort, but none of us would know anything about that, I'm sure. We have to go over there and retrieve some of the dust.
Actually, I would. That was my hideout. That was my clan.
Oh, well, they'll still be useful to us then, at the very least.
I'll go.
Are you alone?
Oh, binding dust, that's
I'll
it.
go alone.
Are you sure that's wise?
I'll get the dust. How much dust?
She said a handful per, so 2 handfuls, I suppose, just fill a small bag.
Okay. I'll be back
Now-
at the inn.
Now, seeing as I am very carefully balancing our reputation and our lies and our jobs and basically everyone's lives hinge on my ability to convince people, tell me what happened here. Both of you. Why did you both run out as soon as we entered the building?
It's too long a story. I'm in trouble here. I can't be seen in town. It's a long story. I'll go get the dust. I don't exist. That's all you need to know. I don't exist here. Not my name, not any Kenku. I just stalk off.
Yeah,
I'm not looking forward to doing that, so.
There's no more Kenku.
What do you mean?
They were eradicated.
Well, I mean, yes, I know, but how is that? What does that have to do with all of this? And how long ago was it that you killed them?
I'm out of earshot for that, I presume.
Yeah, no, I waited till she walked
Okay.
away. I'm waiting till she walks away, and then I'm saying, how long ago did you kill them?
How long ago was it, Brad?
About a year.
I think a year, yeah.
It happened a year ago.
And why do you need to avoid the Chancellor?
Old history.
Fair enough. I can't be too upset at the both of you for wanting to keep secrets because I keep my own. However, if I end up in a conversation where the two of you leaving out details gets us all killed, I will turn into someone else and walk away.
We'll be fine. We just need to do what we need to do here and leave immediately.
Fair enough.
For her sake.
Just a wee quick question.
Yes.
She doesn't know, does she?
No, and neither do you.
No, I'm talking to Strings.
About what?
Oh.
Does she know about the? I mean, I have no idea, but like I'm piecing the puzzles together.
I just walk away too.
As he walks away, I'm just gonna put my hand on Camille's shoulder and say, "Some puzzles are better left unsolved."
Oh,
I just realized I've lapsed into like a completely different voice from Vasilius that I had like a couple weeks ago. He's gonna put his hand on his shoulder and go, "Some puzzles are best left unsolved."
right. Oh,
But just so you don't feel too left out, my suspicion, the lizard killed all the birds. And the bird doesn't know.
probably best not to say anything then.
And I'm pretty sure the Chancellor in there hired him to do it.
Definitely wise not to say anything then.
Yeah. As
Now-
long as the two of them stay out of the way, we should be fine.
Just a darn minute. You continue to poke and prod at other people's histories. It's horrible. You didn't even ask about mine. I'm leaving too.
I'm gonna huff off.
I love Arden.
Arden's
the greatest! He's such
what-
a narcissist.
What was his problem?
He has a crippling addiction to attention.
Oh,
Unfortunately, more than I am capable of providing.
It's a really, really rough disease called being a streamer.
So you, who is not wandering off?
I think it's just me and me and Camille are left standing in the middle of the street.
Okay.
I don't suppose you want to get an ale?
Nothing better to do. Although,
Right.
I am kind of concerned about the bird running off by herself into the... I don't know how far into the mountains it is or where this hideout is.
No, you're probably right. Let's go. Give her help.
So,
Yeah.
creeping off seemingly by herself.
Yeah, I'm following her, but like at a distance. Not
Oh,
trying to-
we're following
Yeah.
too.
yeah, not trying to be unseen. I'm just kind of just walking in the same direction.
So, Lash is heading towards your old nest.
Yep, I'm going straight west, and I think it used to take us 20 to 30 minutes to get into town to even scout. So I
Yeah.
presume it's going to take half an hour for me to get out there.
Yeah, a casual walk through the slums and then out across towards the mountains, and then there's a little like kind of
It's a scrabbly path.
natural-
It's not a
natural
real
made
path.
Yeah. that leads upwards towards one of the openings. There were two distinct openings, one which was like a smaller escape route that you escaped through, and then one which was a one that you climbed down into to actually get into the nest. Creeping behind you somewhat, Strings. Creeping behind Strings somewhat. Arden, are you following Strings, or have you wandered off somewhere else?
He probably wandered off somewhere else.
All right.
He's that much of a piece of shit.
He's actually off pouting somewhere.
He probably is.
So
I'll
Arden,
go pout in the library.
Okay, Arden heads back towards the church, heads in, the acolytes can show you around. I didn't put you on it, but I meant to put you on this this thing here. So this is actually how this looks. It's,
With
You
with
better
my
not
roll,
make us fight a pair of vampires when we don't have Arden with us.
Hey,
the vampires are coming after me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
so this was,
No,
this was the screen you were
That's
supposed to
fancy.
be on.
That's beautiful.
The tree and stuff like that.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this has various different areas. Like, I don't know what you can actually see. Actually, probably nothing. I can't tell because of the light. But there are all sorts of little nooks and crannies, areas where there are different books. They're in no particular order or necessarily. They just seem to be tomes, the archive stuff.
It's like Blockbuster. Shit's just randomly thrown around
It's
everywhere.
pretty random. Yeah, there's no actual library keeper here other than the acolytes, and they're just like water makers basically that just are now no longer making water. They just clean and provide.
I don't have
basic
sight.
At all?
Yeah,
I just have sight of a few.
I have a 5-foot radius of light, and that's it because of the Underdark still.
You should have lit a torch, obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I can see the tree and junk. But...
Yeah, I mean,
We'll figure it out eventually, but just so you know.
well, yeah, you don't have sight anyway. These candles should provide you with light, though.
Yep.
But there's not much.
With
I'll
with
give you-
that religion check of 6, Arden does believe that there's an easier way of doing all this shit, so he's just going to be researching it and trying to find out more about this lady as well.
Sure.
There you go. It might be a little bit to just look around for the people. Okay, yeah. So you do. What are you looking for? Sorry.
Because I rolled that 6 religion, I mean, it seems ridiculous to think that we need to do all this nonsense. It sounds like Arden believes that there's probably an easier way of doing it.
Oh, okay. So
So-
you're looking up like necromancy books or
Yeah, researching that, and then if I could get some history on the place and her would be nice, but I don't think she probably has a book about herself yet, unless she's that badass.
roll me 3 intelligence checks.
Yeah,
Or
another-
investigation checks if you want to do investigation, actually.
Okay.
This map is beautiful. I love it.
It's a really cool one,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so pretty.
Good job.
Hey, look at you.
Ooh.
I'll take that 20.
So, yeah, no, you didn't get it.
I just like the 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
You spend some time looking into like reviving people and things like that. Turns out that she's pretty much true. Everything that she has stated was legit. You need a good diamond, depending on the type of resurrection, depending on how long the person has been dead, depends on the type of monetary kind of sacrifice you have to make to the gods to consume, to make the spell, to sort of channel the spell through. In this case, it does seem like a good diamond, something worth around 500 gold pieces would be the required price. So that seems to be true. It requires a decent portion of blood from somebody of the same race. That is also true. Because this is blood magic, this is necromancy, this is dark magic. This is the type of thing that, although archpriests cast, it's only because they're the only ones in history who have been trusted with it. So the knowledge of this spell is kept secret to a degree. So although you can read about it and learn about it, you actually need to be taught it specifically by a very specific person. There are elements to it that you cannot read about and have to be granted to you by somebody else who knows how to revive someone. It is necromancy and not divine magic at all. So a wizard could technically do it, a warlock could technically do it. It's just that only a handful of people know how to do it, because only a handful. If you killed every archpriest in the country, in the world, no one would be able to cast these spells anymore. They would be gone from history. Because it's a thing that's passed down from the gods, which comes in your second history there, really. The possession is true as well. You need a possession, something they love or covet greatly, so that they can find something to be bound to again. It's so that the soul can find its way back to the material plane. It needs something that it can attach itself to. And then when it does that, a link is forged between the possession, the person bringing them back, casting the magic, and the person being revived. And that's where that link is formed. The possession then becomes kind of like a Horcrux from Harry Potter, kind of one of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
The person bringing them back is then inexplicably linked to them. However, it doesn't mention anything about binding dust or dead man's dust. It does state that the people who are trying to bring back the person, if you love the person or you want them brought back, you have to go on a short pilgrimage to prove yourself that you actually want to bring them back. Filters out anyone just bringing back any old hoo-ha. You have to go somewhere, do something. It's a more adult version of a bunch of kids going into a haunted house to prove that they got the guts to do it, kind of thing. So there's nothing mentioning binding dust, nothing mentioning another component, but there is a short pilgrimage or a sacrifice of time and effort that needs to be put into the spell. It's a component of the spell in a way.
Was Vasilius tiefling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to
We need a
we
human.
need to find a human to drain some blood from for this resurrection. By the way,
Yes, you do.
unless Raja is going to be a tiefling now,
The
You'd probably
better
like
than
it, to be
undead.
honest.
it's better than undead.
you also look for information on the Vossler family and her. There's nothing on her specifically. You can find a lot of stuff about the Vossler family. It's an ancient family that goes all the way back. It used to be full-blood elf and is now a half-elf family and has been for generations. Pretty much always lived here, always been part priest, part kind of mayor, which has now turned into a chancellor position after thousands of years in Dustvale. Chancellors weren't always around. Pretty much the same information that I gave you earlier on. You can find and know that she's the daughter of the archpriest Kelman Vossler, who disappeared a long time ago. He is the son of another Vossler, who is the son of another Vossler who built this church, who is the son of another Vossler, who's the son of another Vossler that founded Shallowscar, who is the son of another Vossler, probably from Crimson Sea. And they're just an ancient family that are extremely noble through religion. And they've always followed the Mistra line. It's always been a church to Mistra, and they've always been devoted to Mistra and magic. They're relatively well versed in magic, but they're not quite like the wizard knowledgeable level, just a more devoted in a religious way to the mother of all magic, the Lady of Mysteries. And the last investigation check is for something else special that you didn't find out, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, other than the sort of binding dust specific thing, she seems to check out. Although she does seem weird, I would say.
I mean, those clerical types are always weird.
Yeah. Anything else you're looking for?
No, that's it. Just passing time.
I would say this takes quite a long time. Like, this probably takes you a couple of hours. So we probably see kind of one of those scenes where Arden is moving from bookshelf to bookshelf, sitting down for a moment, putting the book back, finding another book, searching, speaking to an acolyte, grabbing a candle and reading some bits. Finds one book which he turns sideways, lifts an eyebrow, puts it back, and Arden discovers what he discovers. Lash.
Yep, so it's kind of second nature to me to be checking behind me, and I'm in my old stomping grounds, so I'm probably, slinking about, and I would definitely notice these guys tailing me, so I'm just gonna stop and turn around.
Yeah, unless you're specifically like really, really trying to hide from her.
No,
I would say it's probably-
no, I'm just
Vesalius is he's doing his I have somewhere to be and I need to like just get out of my way, walk.
I don't even think I would notice Vesalius. Like I just don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're close enough, I would say I said I'd just go get it.
Mm.
We
Yes.
can-
Well,
Oh.
why everyone's
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see you were following.
huh?
Listen, I'm not going to let you go there alone and die to something that could have taken over to feed on the carrion. It's probably things in there.
All right, well, here's the thing: we can't be seen going there. No one goes there. Only we used to go there. No one goes there. So even though it's dark, we can't. We no torches.
Except that anyone and everyone who's ever gone to the Chancellor for a resurrection has been told to go here and collect this binding dust. So
Mm.
Well,
obviously
that's
some
horrible,
people
and
go
they'd
here.
never find their way anyway. They don't know how to get in there.
Do you
Maybe
want us
if-
to stay outside?
Just
or...
listen up. No torches. Be quiet. Watch your feet. Follow me. And I just take off again, and I'm gonna just go the path that I used to go, probably about 30% slower, because they're not Kenku and they don't know where they're going. And if I see a light or if I hear whispering, I'm turning around. I will
Alright.
I
pull
lean
this
over
cart
to
over.
Oh.
Strings. I'm like, I understand why you like her now.
Right, we should go.
So, are you going in the main entrance or the secret rear entrance?
I would probably. I left through the secret entrance, if I recall the tragedy.
Yep.
So I would probably try the main because the secret one had a bunch of rock falling bad things happen.
Alrighty then. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I
you-
saw that expression change. Oh shit.
No, you're good.
There's a Balrog waiting.
Yeah.
A Kenku Balrog.
You can't outrun your sins, Lash, but we all try anyway.
Oh.
Dug too deep.
Too
Mouser's,
greedily and.
Mouser's
too
last
deep.
words.
No, you're good.
Oh, Mouser.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go the main way.
Yeah, you head up the path. Strings, you also recognize this path and stuff, although obviously it states that it was a secret and no one could be seen going up here. You know all about it, and you know that Chancellor Vossler and the head of the Dragoons, can't remember his name, sent you as well.
Yeah.
There was the mayor, and then there's the Dragoon bastard that sent you in.
Major General Roskin? Is that who? Or
Yes,
Okay.
Roskin would have sent you down here, and then
Okay.
you would have researched with your 4 comrades the area. So
Yeah.
you're fully aware of this path as well. It does it's relatively difficult to see Vasilius and Gamil in terms of following this path and heading up into this mountain. It just like the actual natural path is quite difficult to make out. It's even more run down or over, like the sand will have dusted over it. There's a lot more rocks and a little bit more bouldering involved, that you have to climb over some things to get to the entranceway, and then eventually you turn a corner and suddenly there's this well concealed entranceway into a natural made cavern. A few steps into it, you start to see that it's not fully naturally made, as there is some structure to it. There is some platforms, wooden platforms, which are starting to age, covered in dust and sand, and some ladders and stairways that lead down further into what opens up kind of to a natural made cavern system, which has been reinforced by wood and some stone carvings and non-natural parts. However, for the most part, it's all broken, and it looks like there was some sort of cave-in at some point here. Lash, last time you even came here, this part hadn't been truly caved in, and the further you head into this area, the more broken and caved in it is. However, the entranceway remains relatively clear still. It doesn't look like anyone's been in here for a very long time, including something like a fucking monster that slithered its way in. The dust and the wood and everything remains pretty much the same. Welcome back to the pits. Lash.
Fucking, I hate this storyline so much.
This is sobering
Fuck.
AF.
Yeah, it's very dust covered, cobwebby, and a lot of rubble lies along the ground. You are searching for dead bodies.
Okay, so now if we're
Dust
all
which is found on them.
in here, I'll say, okay, so you can light a torch or headlamp now if you need to. Just
Do we even need a torch?
be careful, because
I can see in the dark. It's fine.
it'd be
Same.
best if you didn't step on, Anyway, let's just find some dust.
Traps? Are there traps down here?
No.
Bodies.
Lots of bodies. So yeah, I'm just gonna be casting about, looking for corpses, bones.
Yeah, Strings, Vasilius, Lash, and Camille, you head into the main entranceway. This is the area where Strings, a year ago, you captained a group, went in and found the enemy, the Kenku. A few of them came out, swords and bows ready, and put up as much of a fight as they could, though they were completely slaughtered. There are some bones, some covered in their old clothes. I think there was the big bird was in here.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Is that the one that I played?
Barker, maybe, I think was his name.
Please let his name be Big Bird.
Big barbaric one, the dumb one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bones remarkably
Oh, yeah,
large
okay.
compared to the others. Elder Alden died here as well.
Oh, Lugger.
Lugger.
Yeah.
Lugger was his
That's
name.
right.
Thanks, chat.
And a couple of the others. I think Cole died here as well, which was Lash's friend.
Yep, that's
memory
my
notes.
my sapphire buddy.
Mouser, the clever one. Monkey, Whipper. They were the kids. Monkey and Whipper.
Yep.
That was the kid that I played who was going to take over the.
That was Cole. That was the best.
Was it?
That was the
That was my best friend.
the best
Yeah,
friend.
I just remember he
This
sounded
is
like
like
Ezreal.
his body right here.
Yeah.
There was Book, and
He
He got
actually-
that.
as well, I
He,
think.
he got that crit on the way out. He's like
Yeah.
critical hit, and the other dude's like, I have 1,000,000 health points. And
Yeah.
he kills him anyway.
This is like eerily accurate too to the placing of them. This is kind of.
But it's the same map.
Yeah, I know. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
He means
Oh,
you
whatever
put the,
you guys
put,
are seeing, it's
I-
it's all dark for me.
You drag yourself down.
Oh,
Bam. Hang on.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'll stop and just look
still
at these
black
first.
for me. I wonder
I'll
if I
s-
need to.
See now?
I have a little tiny circle around me.
Yeah, she's still underdarked.
Yeah, I think you're all up. Well, none of you got torches. That's the issue.
Oh,
We'll say
There we go.
I will light a torch then. Good sir.
Yay.
Though I'll probably have the lantern, so same amount of light, I think.
Sure.
I will stop and look at these first two bodies and see if there's any obvious glowing dust-looking anything that looks out of the
Dead man's
ordinary.
ash.
yeah, give me an investigation check. I mean, they have the stuff that was on them. They weren't pillaged. They were just murdered and left. Job done. Dust your hands. The dragoons left. It seems that they were involved in some sort of fight. They were they were definitely wiped out. They weren't killed by the destruction. Some of the walls of the cave are broken. There's a lot of rubble that's fallen down. But it looks like these guys were stabbed and bludgeoned and defeated in some form of battle. Each of the sets of bones here has a fine layer of dust on them. Presumably that would be the dust that you're looking for.
Yep.
Although it is just natural dust that has settled, mixed in with sand, that's settled on the bones. There's nothing weird. There's no like weird magical looking dust on them or anything like that.
So I'm just going to go around investigating, gather up whatever dust I can, and get out before I break down.
Sure, give me a perception check and strings.
Okay. I'm just leaning against the wall at the entrance there, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, so you're not in here proper.
Well, I'm still in the entrance, but like I'm in the
Gotcha.
room, but I'm at the entrance to the room.
Lash, from deep within the cavern, you hear the voice of Elder Kessie, the elder's wife.
Alden's wife, yeah.
And she says, I'm still here. Lash,
What?
is that you?
Cassie?
Do I hear this voice?
No, nobody else hears it but Lash. However, Strings does hear a voice as well, coming from deeper within the cave. Strings, you hear murderer.
Did anyone hear that? Cassie is here. We have to. And I'm gonna
There's-
run toward the voice.
No, hold it.
What?
Elder Cassie!
Hold it. Okay,
No, she's here.
No, be careful. None of the
Well,
rest
what do
of
you
us.
mean? No, we can't just leave her. Are you hurt?
Do you remember what happened the last time we chased an imaginary voice in the cave and you stumbled
This isn't
into
imaginary. It's definitely her voice. I can hear it.
I'm gonna grab her at this point and say, listen to me.
I hear.
The last time you ran off, you bounced into a blue wall and you got our dwarf killed. Do not run off on me again. And let go of her.
You hear the laughter of the kids, Monkey and Whipper. Sounds like they're playing from deeper within the cave.
Do you hear that?
We will go and check. No, I don't. I still don't hear it, right?
No, but Strings, you hear at precisely the same time.
Your comrades lie in hell with us.
We'll go and check on your friends. But the last time we went into a dark cave and someone ran off chasing a voice, it got us killed. So
But
let's
I-
not run off again. All right?
I hear
Leave
Monkey and Whipper.
Okay, I don't hear it. Okay? And you are
don't-
clearly disturbed. All right? Lead the
Don't
way.
hear them.
No, I hear nothing. I hear you screaming and running into a dark tunnel again.
Then it must be some trick.
You can lead the way slowly, but let's not get too hasty. And I'm looking back to see what Strings is doing.
I have like my weapon drawn because you grabbed her.
Oh, when I turn around and see his weapon drawn, I assume that I immediately assume that he's bringing it out because he hears that I'm concerned. So I'm like, oh, good, he's coming to protect me. I'm like, perfect.
Good
Keep the
man.
weapons. Perfect. Keep the weapons ready. Who knows what might be down here?
Yeah, that.
You didn't hear that voice, did you?
No,
Did anyone
What she's saying?
else
No.
hear?
nothing.
Monkey or Whipper or Cass?
Okay, listen.
Cassie.
I looked at the bodies, right? This was a one-sided fight. All the skeletons on the ground are the same size as the little bird people. And there's no bodies of anything larger than that. So whoever came down here, this was over and done with very quickly. I don't know if the dust on those bodies is the type that we're looking for.
Well,
Or-
I just that's what we have, and I have like pockets full now
Okay, well,
because I don't
We
want to be
should-
back here.
We should
So
leave. We shouldn't.
but no, we have. You didn't hear anything?
I didn't hear anything. My only concern is I don't know. Can I do like an Arcana check or something to try and figure out if I have the right kind of binding dust here?
Sure. You have no idea what binding dust is. You've never heard of it before, but she said get dust from the bodies, so what else could it possibly be?
Just listen.
Well-
Everybody just listen. Just let me see if I can hear.
You do hear. You hear Mouser saying from further in the hall, somewhere down the hallway, saying, No, it's impossible. There's no way that the Lash would come back. Not after all this time.
Mouser! Mouser!
At
Do you
the
hear
same
that?
time, Strings, you hear a voice that seems like it's getting closer. It's moving in. It's almost inside the walls. Say,
Genocide, is it? Perhaps your race will be next.
Did you guys hear Mouser? Anyone hear that? This time I heard Mouser.
I
don't hear
Mouser, I am here.
It's all in your brain.
Do you remember when we were down in the dark and he insisted that he was chasing a little gnome and the rest of us couldn't see it?
Yeah,
She's not.
I remember.
She's not crazy. There's a voice.
You hear it?
You hear it? What's it saying?
Did you hear Mouser?
Yes.
Strings.
Yes, I
Then
heard-
let's go. And I walk
I
off
insight
toward the
check?
voice.
yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, just careful.
Yeah, feel free to move your tokens. The hallway is this way.
Barbarian versus a bard, baby.
I mean,
got the-
Gamil doesn't have any wisdom or intelligence.
Yeah.
Remember that. He's,
Camille Vasilius hear absolutely nothing.
This way, this way.
Vasilius,
If Cran
what-
is with you, he hears nothing as well. Throw him in.
I'm telepathically, I'm telepathing to Camille and saying, maybe we should knock them both out and drag them out of here before they get us both killed.
Vasilius,
What is it?
hold on.
Vasilius
no,
is,
that was like Gamil is like,
Oh, okay. You could send Kran ahead. Can Kran go in our place?
That's true. I could have him look. Also, don't. Oh wait, I can't remember if Vasilius knows about Lash's ring, the invisibility ring.
No, you weren't with us for
I
that.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, no,
Or did I
because we
mention
did
it?
use it in the Underdark.
Oh, we
So,
did.
Yeah,
We
so you
did.
would know about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Perhaps it'd be best if you vanish from sight.
Well, but why? But
Because whatever is calling to you may not be your friend unless you think that they were somehow magically resurrected and have been waiting here
But
for you.
maybe they didn't die. That's the
They-
thing. Huh?
Nothing.
Then if they didn't die, then whose skeletons are those on the floor?
Well, Call and Book and Alden, but not Mouser and not Monkey and not
Mouser-
Whipper.
Mouser didn't die? Alright then.
Follow me.
It's not like you watched him get crushed to death and bleed out in front of you.
Well, like, remember that what we saw was Lash's dream. It was a
Right.
twisted version.
That's
It wasn't
true, that's true.
Exactly what happened. So Lash's memory is still down to you, Tuesday, to a degree. Although we have a basis that we remember it by.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't exactly how it went down. Heading through the hallways, the place is still just a fucking mess. The further in you go, the more destruction from the crushing of the rocks and the collapsed parts of the tunnel. There are some rumblings from deeper in, but it seems like all of the collapsed tunnels are collapsed and it's not going to fall in on you or anything like that. Lash, as you move forward a little further, you come to the area where you guys lived. It was more of like the common room, the central area.
Mm-hmm.
As you head in, you see, in fact, give me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm also going to be sneaking at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and take
Rip.
counsel and put on my my ring.
I can't sneak or see for beans.
Okay. You, Gamil, are you following them?
Yeah, you gotta bring your character up.
I assume Cran is just wandering in as well, by the way.
I can't grab his token for some reason.
Oh, hang on, I'll give you power. I don't know why this does this all the time. There you go. Yeah, you step in, Lash, and everyone, I guess, steps in with you too. But Lash, where everyone sees a pile of bones here,
Yep.
leaned up against a wall, or sat up against a wall, you see Elder Kessie crying into her hands. She's just sitting crying for a bit. Nobody else sees anything, nobody else hears anything, but you very clearly and succinctly hear
Like it's real to me.
Elder Kessie. Yeah, she's just crying.
Cassie, and I run to her and try to embrace her.
All right. With that, everybody, please roll me some initiative.
Oh fuck.
I mean,
Oh,
it seemed
no.
real.
Elder Kessie absolutely looks up at you as you run towards her. She looks up and her eyes instantly lock onto yours, Lash. And as you get right next to her, she opens up her beak and just lets out a terrifying wail and a screech. All right, let me do some rolls.
Fucking
here.
banshee, dude.
No.
It's a fucking banshee.
Oh.
Can the rest of us see her as well?
As the wail begins, suddenly in the area in front of where Lash is, there's like a mirage that appears. The air kind of trembles, the skeleton kind of shakes a little bit, and this form appears. It's kind of like incorporeal, slightly difficult to even focus on form of an old Kenku woman, eyes glowing kind of red, somewhat to a degree. She's hard to focus on, almost like the Displacer beast that you've seen, where it's kind of difficult to see where she is. She's vibrating a little bit, but she opens up her beak and just lets out a terrifying wail instantly. And yeah, that is a surprise round from her. So I'm gonna need. Oh wait, who do we not have here? 1, 2, 3.
Vasilius.
Did you roll?
What do you mean? Yeah, initiative. There's
Cran did his
his,
own as well.
and Cran has his own initiative, which is right nowhere. So it's 1d20 plus Dex, right?
Yeah.
He gets 16.
All right. I'm just gonna roll here, and Cran on a 16. Okay, so I need from everyone. Oh wait, no, not everyone. Hang on. Let's see here. Okay, so everyone but Strings needs to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Why not me?
You are just out of range.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, you're not. Sorry.
I also still
Con save, please.
What is this for?
This is for the whale.
Yeah, is it fear? What's the implied effect?
No, it's not fear. I don't think you've got anything against this.
My weapon.
What is your weapon?
The anti-fear helper.
I have advantage on saving throws versus fear effects.
Yeah, no, this is not a fear effect.
Okay.
Cran as well needs to do one.
Was a con save? Yeah, con save. Whoa!
Oh my god.
We're good, boys.
Poltergeist. Oh shit.
Very fitting
it's
end.
It's good that I wasn't here, because I would have immediately got feared and like jumped off a cliff or some shit.
I love how Arden never fights, but the one time he did like 40 damage in one hit.
I need Cran to do a con save as well.
Never gonna happen ever again. I'm a pacifist now.
He's basically One Punch Man. Or he's
Okay.
Ikarim.
So suddenly this fucking Kenku ghost suddenly appears where these bones are. Its eyes glow red, and it's the only thing you can focus on. It opens its beak and lets out a fucking terrifying wail. most of you only take.
Oh, dear.
Let's see here. 13 psychic damage.
Ow.
Cran fucking explodes. Gone. He just fucking, as soon as he sees it, it's almost like he recognizes what it is and then goes, poof, and just fucking explodes into nothing, and then he's gone. There's no trace of him left behind. Strings, you are reduced to 0 HP. Immediately collapses.
Oh.
At 0.
Holy shit.
Gamil, there is a fucking poltergeist thing in front of you, visibly beginning to materialize in front of where Lash is. It's let out a terrible wail, which would have definitely hurt you, not just like in your ears, but in your fucking brain. Some shit happened. Everybody here, regardless, has a fucking migraine right now. Shook the walls a little, a few rumbles, a few bits of sand and rock dropped down above you, but this thing is beginning to materialize now and is clearly angry. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna move over here and then I'm gonna set it on fire with the gnomish flamethrower.
Oh my god, I had a fucking little moment there.
What?
A moment there that got me. I was like, what the fuck is
You've
that?
got it?
He's still got it, yeah. If memory serves, that was a bonus action as well, so you still
That
have main
was,
action.
yeah, bonus action.
So
Ooh, that got me for a second too. I was like, wait, what?
Wasn't the flamethrower like a save? It has to do a dex save?
It was a
I
like
can get the information here actually.
DC 14 dex save.
Where is it?
If you can remember the DC, you're a fucking better memory than I have.
I mean, it was my character. Like,
Yeah,
this is I did this for a year, right? So
you need to take more drugs. Okay, until your memory.
I'm trying.
Until
Trust
you're
me.
fried.
I'm trying.
I
mean, I can go into Storm King's Thunder right now and see.
fuck it. She rolled a 1.
Nice.
The cave here, stand next to, coming to a stop.
The reason I moved was so that I didn't hit Lash when I.
Yeah, I assume that you're getting into a position to do the thing. And then there's just fire is produced from this strange trinket that he has. Weirdly enough, Gamil's come a bit of a trinket master as far as you guys are concerned. You've not seen him do anything but use weird trinkets to fucking summon dogs and set fire to stuff. Yeah, you strike the Banshee. She continues to scream and cry. Yeah, what's up?
I love that the fight started with Crack just detonating.
Me too. So
that was a bonus as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
that was a bonus. Yeah, you still got
So-
your main actions and stuff.
I'm gonna take one of my hand axes and throw it at it.
Hand axe. Yeah. Give me an attack roll. Hey, that's a hit.
There you go.
The hand axe like goes through the fucking Banshee. It does something. It kind of hits it, and you sort of see it purchase on some of the Banshee, and then it's almost like it lets go and it swings through to the other side. It strikes the set of bones behind it, which just explode and fall to the ground and shatter. And the Banshee lets out another scream, a terrible wail. But yeah, I mean, you hit it, but it doesn't. It's not the same as when you like launch an axe at a human.
Or an imp.
What do you say? Or an imp, yeah.
Or an imp.
End your turn.
I believe so, yeah.
All right. Well, the artist formerly known as Elder Kessie. All right. Everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
God damn. Not you, Arden.
Arden
nice.
hears it from in the church.
Oh, wait. Okay, so Lash and Vasilius, you are successful. You are now immune to this effect if she casts it again. However, Camille, you are now frightened, which means you have disadvantage on attack rolls against her, and you can't willingly move closer to her. If memory serves on that one, I think that's it. Ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is in line of sight, and you can't move willingly closer to it. So this thing fully materializes in front of you now, and it just looks, as far as you're concerned, Lash, it looks exactly like Elder Kessie, but completely rotted away, like it would have been the last stages of her life. If she died here, trapped in this thing, she's just this skinny, malnourished thing. Half of her feathers are missing, and her eyes remain completely red. She still has like a draped, weird robe over her that's in tatters, and she appears almost to be completely formed, like physical, that you could reach out and touch her. Though the edges of her arms and legs and clothes seem to kind of blur out of vision a little bit still. Once she appears, she's a horrifying sight, and for you, something triggers in you, Gamil, to the point where this just freaks you out max level. You are now just completely frightened of her as a status effect. Cran is dead, and I assume you're not going to res him up.
It's a ritual, so I can't do it in combat.
Yeah. So Cran is gone. Cran on his own plane is probably laughing. Lash, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think I might bonus action disengage so that I'm like a little ways away.
Yeah.
And then shoot her.
Shoot her!
With me bow.
Go for it. So that is a hit. You've got no extra bullshit on that, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I can't sneak attack her because she knows I'm here, I guess.
Yeah, and you've got no one within 5 feet. Cool. So an arrow just launches at her. Again, it just passes almost straight through her. You do see it sort of catch on something, but it just doesn't look the same as when you're firing at a human and just boom, it stops. It just goes straight through her. It does seem to slow and change course slightly, as if it does find some small purchase, but something's up. It doesn't
Not
move
much.
properly.
Yeah. Remind me, can I attack twice in this?
I don't
I
think you
did a
have
bonus action, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't
that's it,
think
right?
rogues have a multi-attack because you get all your sneak attack bullshit, and that's what you
Gotcha.
want to try and work out.
Right.
So, from behind the area where Cran was destroyed, the wall begins to darken and change in shape for a moment, and then something begins to drift out of it in this really weird shadow-like shape begins to form and push its way out of the wall. You see that it has kind of fully formed wings, no necessarily like humanoid arms, and then these claw-like things that come out of the front of it. It does have kind of like weird horns and sharp like teeth, but it also has like a weird twisted beak that sits over the front of this weird malformed mouth. It floats legless out of the wall. It is a shadow demon, and as it appears in front of you, it sort of says something in completely unrecognizable. It just and
It's not an infernal, is it?
No, it is not in any language that anyone who is conscious can understand. It scans the room and sees where Strings is and smiles. Beginning to move towards Strings, it sees you, Vasilius, appearing near you. It doesn't even really like properly float like a ghost. It just kind of like seems to kind of jitter through the air, as if it's parting the air and moving on that strange partition towards you. Then these horrible claw things are suddenly next to you, and it attempts to rake them down your front.
Can you not?
Unfortunately, it can with a critical strike. I'm sorry.
We all dead?
Yeah. This is, so, first of all, you're going to take... I can't count. I'm so fucking dumb. 9 psychic damage. Apparently this is psychic damage. And then, because it's a crit, an extra 9. So the claws just this thing just appears near you, and then suddenly the claws they're almost like crow-like, just stab out towards you, and you feel them pierce through you. The cold, sharp stab, and then you feel, for a moment, you're convinced that you must be bleeding. Looking down as the claws are pulled out from you, you see that there's no blood, there's no puncture wound, but inside you feel as if you've been stabbed up. All your insides feel turned upside down and wrong. And yeah, that's the end of that one's turn. Strings, give me a death saving throw. That is a make. Nicely done, sir. From out of the wall behind where the Banshee is, a second shadow demon appears and drifts out and forms a shape again. It says something in a strange, completely unrecognizable language. Looks down and sees Strings. Its eyes lock on to the figure of Strings floating towards it. It sees you, Lash, and then turns, and then, same as with Vasilius, jabs its 2 little legs at you. It's probably a miss, though. 9, yeah, that's going to be a miss.
Yeah.
It jabs its 2 claw-like things at you, but maybe it sees you too late, kind of thing, registers you. Maybe you see it and you dodge back just in time. You're very quick. Give me a perception or an investigation check, though.
Perception or investigation? My perception is higher. Sorry. Yes, it is. Nope, that was performance. Sorry.
For a moment, as this thing jabs down at you and you dive out of the way, the thing's face almost resembles that of your friend Call.
Oh, God.
It doesn't really look much like him for very long, but there's a moment where you see his face and you're convinced, oh, this is not a weird, malformed set of teeth and a giant beak-like head.
It's actually my best friend.
This is Call's face, and then it disappears again, and this thing is just bearing over you. Vasilius, it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to, I guess, while the shadow demon is jumping out of the wall at, or like the first one's coming out, I'm going to just look around the room and see if there's anything in the room that is amiss or out of the ordinary, like objects in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, since I've just been told that things can be brought back from the dead but bound to an object, I guess Vasilius is like, is there an object? Can I see anything like that?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Looking about the room, you don't see any objects that seem like they would have any specific bearing on these creatures, specifically the ones coming out of the walls. This is just completely confusing to you. What they are, you might be vaguely aware of, some sort of weird shadowy demon ghost type thing. Ghosts exist and people are aware of undead behavior, but not too sure. At best, maybe the bones of the woman might help do something with the Banshee, but what to do with them, not sure at this point.
Okay. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself as the first thing. Like, just immediate. I just get stabbed, see 2 demons and a thing that insta-killed Strings, and just gone. Just poof.
Nope.
I'm out, and then I'm going to move 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet this way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab Strings.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just start pulling him and just continue moving as far in this direction as I can go.
Cool. I think if you're dragging someone along, you only get half movement.
Yeah, I'm going to use my dash action, so I'll get like my full 30 here and then another 15 So I get to like right here, and his body would be right there in front of me.
Sure. Yeah. That brings us to the end of that turn. Yeah.
And as I'm leaving, I'm just going to use Awakened Mind to like message Gamil and just say, "Run or die, friend."
Oh, I'm way ahead of you. Yeah, I'm gonna run past Lash. I'm gonna
It's
you
not
spend
your
up
turn.
my. Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
No, there's another one.
Oh.
Form appears out of the wall. No, you're good. You're good. You got dragged. This is between.
Why is? Oh, are you just
I-
going down there to see?
Vision. Yeah.
Oh, I
Viewers
see.
need
Yeah.
vision.
I can give. You should
Please.
have power.
I don't
over
have
it.
everyone's vision, no. Because Underdark.
Why you don't?
Underdark fucked us in every way.
I don't think it did. So just make
It did. I
those.
have nobody. I don't have Gamil's vision. I don't have Lash's vision. I have Vesalius's vision, though.
But you should have. If you look at who you can see as a character.
Yeah, I
That's
can
where
see
it
them all.
comes.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually.
There you go. You should be able to see that. I don't know.
Okay.
Another one of these figures appears out of the wall. It mumbles incoherently. It looks around for Strings and doesn't see him, but does see Lash. Lash, you feel these little claws once again jab out behind you. 18? AC?
That's gonna be a hit.
Give me a perception check as well while you're there.
Okay.
This one comes in, and suddenly you look behind you. For a moment, this one looks exactly like Mouser, with his robe up and his sort of quizzical look. And then it transforms as this thing strikes and stabs its weird claw-like hands into your back. You feel the same thing, like it's almost like you've been stabbed, punctured. It pulls them out, and it's nothing but a cold feeling, and like your insides have been damaged. You take 11 psychic damage from that one, and then Gamil, you can do what you want to do.
Right. What would I have to roll to be able to, like, as I'm running, pick her up and run past them?
An athletics check, and then have a high enough AC not to be stabbed up enough as you run out past their attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You have as much movement as you have until you get to her, and then you have half movement while carrying another human, so you probably can only get to like here.
25.
If he's using his dash action, then you'd get 15, and then you'd get 45 divided by 2, so 22. So you can move a total of about 37 feet.
You
this
round
turn?
up as well, so I round up in the 5s on the feet just for the sake of the map.
So that's a 40.
Yeah, you get 40 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, give me an athletics check not to fuck up the picking up of Lash.
There you go.
Nice, easy. I'm gonna get 2 attack rolls. Oh fuck me, they both hit. 17 and a 19, and they have a +5.
Oh shit.
All right.
Gamil doesn't have more than 22 AC, does he?
His AC is 18.
It's pretty good, but not that good. 13 psychic damage from one, and then 8 psychic damage from the next one as you grab Lash and duck underneath these huge, looming, shadowy figures. They just rake their horrible claws along you, and you feel this strange, horrible, cold feeling like you're being stabbed by an icicle. Again, you move past, you see no blood, but something's wrong. Deal psychic damage, which is your one and only weakness as a barbarian as well. Worst fucking thing. But you can make it all the way over there with Lash in tow as well. You're technically in the same spot. Strings is over here. Okay, the poltergeist. What can you do? Do anything mental?
Poor choice
alright.
of words.
Hey, what is your movement? Oh dear. All right. Let's see. Okay. the poltergeist is going to suddenly appear here in front of you, Gamil. It's been a while since I've had a banshee. It's like you are running, and then suddenly through the wall, like this thing just moves through the incorporeally through all the rocks and through the wall. It just appears next to you, and then it sees you. It lets out another screech and then swipes across the front of you with its own. She's still got her hands, although they're elongated and claw-like now. She's going to deal 11 necrotic damage to you as she scratches down your face. This time it's like an actual fucking scratch though. Like you feel this makes slightly more sense to you. It is necrotic damage, but it leaves a horrible cut down your actual face. I would like you to remember that you are frightened of this thing, but I think you can now do your save. Yeah, give me a whiz save. Is it a wisdom save? Yeah. Nice. So she scratches you and it sort of snaps you out of the fear. And although
Can I say that would put me into the rage?
No, because that's a bonus action.
No. Like on my next turn, like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Flavor that however you like. Yeah, she scratches down you, and yeah, you're sort of snapped out of this fear, and you feel like you could move forward if you needed to. Lash, you are being dragged by Gamil, kind of thing, like carried. But I mean, you're still free. You're restrained, I guess, as long as you're not trying to break free of him.
So let's see. Well, I'd say let me go, because that the banshee's like right in front of us. And if he does, I would bonus action disengage and move max movement up to see if I can get where Basilius and Strings are at least, if not further.
Okay, presuming that Gamil lets you go.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
In that case,
Shit.
you need to try and escape if you want to try and escape.
Yeah. I would definitely be trying to wriggle out.
Which is an acrobatics check versus Gamil's athletics. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you wriggle away, and Gamil at this point gets struck by something, and he tightens even harder on you. And just before you're about to slip out, he doesn't let you go, not trusting your intentions. And no, you're restrained. You still have a bonus action, which I don't think lets you do anything.
Yeah.
Is trying to escape out of a grapple considered a full action? Or attempting to move, or whatever she just did?
Well,
because that already took all of her movement. Does it also take her action?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
it's just that almost everything that you get grappled by, it's an action to try and break free of it.
Right.
So I don't know about the specifics, but I'm going to say yeah. So otherwise, what will be the point?
So it's not like I can try twice. Okay, yeah.
It's never a bonus action to escape something else that's grabbed you with its mouth or tentacles.
Since this is happening right in front of me, I think Vasilius can piece together what's going on back there, and say, I'll awaken mine. So I'm talking to both of them, and say, we can all run and get picked off one by one, or maybe if we kill that one, the others will leave. And like motion towards the well, they can't see me motioning. I'm invisible. If we kill the banshee, maybe the others will die.
Well, you all hear the words.
I have no idea if that's how it works or not, but that's the idea I am tossing out.
I think when I heard that, I would say we just need to leave.
Wait, did you ever use your ring? Are you?
I think I did when I first came in the chamber. And then I noobed it up and like ran right up to her.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Need a D10. Are you a D10? Yes, you are. Okay. One of the shadow demons just disappears into the wall. You see part of it appear at the wall near ahead of where you and the sort of unconscious body of Strings is. As it starts to leave, it ends its turn in the wall, which actually means it takes a little bit of damage. And but yeah, it's ahead of you. It seems to be trying to head you off. Strings. Yeah, death saving throw, please, sir. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
It's one fail.
Stacking them up.
All right. So 1 and 1 for you. Oh, I didn't even realize it can just go through people. Cool. This one goes over here, choosing not to attack you, but blocking your way.
We're dead.
Vasilius, it's your turn.
To die.
Yeah, I am going to. At this point, Vasilius says, "Screw all of you guys," and I'm just going to dash as far out as possible, which would put me right about here.
Have you dropped me then?
Yeah, yeah. He's releasing strings at this point.
Yeah.
He's piecing.
Probably the best.
He makes it to here, and I'm pretty sure Shadow Demon. They can't. I don't know if they have like true sight, but I'm invisible, so there's no attack of opportunity. I'll just run past it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I would say you just creep past. Yeah, it doesn't see you.
Peace.
You just skedaddle past, possibly even through it, to a degree, because it's kind of blocking most of the passage. But yeah, you pass through it, and it's just like a cold shiver for a moment before you're at the other end of the corridor.
Actually,
my Roll20 is weird. It's like I'm clicking slightly to the left.
Actually, can I retcon that while I check something about my character?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just move back where I was just to look up how one of my spells works? I just want to check something.
I'm gonna drink some more whiskey.
As we all die.
Something I've realized is what Vasilius and Strings are trying to do is something that Savari would do.
Yeah.
Just abandon the group, just like, yeah, fuck you guys.
Savari
I wasn't trying to do shit. I died immediately.
Not Strings. Savari from SKT.
I know,
It's
but you
str-
said strings.
Back
Oh.
at the library, Arden continues to read his books. He's about halfway through his 2-hour session of reading.
He's looking very beautiful.
He's looking great.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. All right. Never mind. I'm gonna redo my last turn and hope we don't all die.
All right then.
Instead of dashing to the exit, I'm going to release Strings and just step over him 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. I'm going to reach out and touch Lash, and I'm going to recast invisibility at 3rd level and render us both invisible.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's 1, 2.
Connor, you and me, buddy, dead again.
I'm still holding her though.
Yeah.
True.
I can't do much. I'm not gonna sit there and try to wrestle him out of her grip, but
You can still cast it on her. It just
Yeah, I know. I walked up and I made her invisible, but then I'm just gonna back up again as far as I can, which is put me like right here, I think. No, here. Here. There we go. Hang on. It'd be yeah. So right here.
Lash, you are now invisible. In Gamil's grip.
Okay.
The Shadow Demon. I don't know why I might restart this. Hang on. I need to refresh my thing. The Shadow Demon's going to come up to you, Gamil. And its little claw-like hand claw things that are protrusions are going to stab at you again for 12 psychic damage. Technically Lash is like kind of here, so I'll put him here. Yeah, you are going to take another 12 psychic damage as this thing just stabs down at you again.
Sounds like it would hurt enough to loosen one's grip.
No, Neil has he has a strength of 20. He's holding on to your
Yeah,
body.
it's going to be pretty difficult to break out Gamil's grip. But it is your turn, Gamil. You can choose to let her go if you want.
No.
Attack.
So I've gone into a rage.
Okay.
Also, what I'm going to do. So something I don't think I described well enough when we kind of introduced Gamil. Because he's wearing a hood. Underneath the hood, he has Jay's going to love this, the Mask of Kellenvor. He's going to pull that down and just run.
Okay. Where are you going?
I guess because Gamil could see the shadow demons on this route.
You better see them everywhere. You're a dwarf. You can see in the dark. Dark.
I'm gonna come up this way.
Remember, you only have half movement as well, where you're dragging a grappled creature.
Oh.
Hey. Attack of opportunity from the shadow demon behind you. With a 10 psychic damage. From the shadow demon, and then the banshee also gets to have a little swipe. That one's going to miss you though. Yes. So the banshee swipes at you with that claw, and you feel the shadow demon spike you again. Remember, psychic damage isn't halved by your rage. And the other one misses, so you take a little more damage, and then you run into what is essentially a dead end. And that the end of your turn?
I have a bonus, right?
Nope, you went into a rage.
Oh no. Yeah, that's the end.
Vasilius is invisible. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. The banshee can magically sense the presence of living creatures up to 5 miles away.
Oh, God!
She knows the general direction they're in, but not their exact location.
Yep.
So she's going to give chase on you, Gamil. And swipe at you again. 18. You are an 18, right?
Yeah.
Well, shit. 14 necrotic damage.
Do you resist necrotic with rage?
No, it's only poison.
Are you not Totem of the Bear?
No, he's a berserker.
Oh, yeah, you are. Okay. In that case, yeah, you take the full brunt. Again, she just appears behind you, and as you're running away, she just rakes a claw down your back. Lash, still grappled, but invisible.
I would try to wriggle free again.
All right, give me those contested checks. No way, it's like being stuck in an iron vice. Gamil's got you, and he's dragging you the wrong way. Though normally this would lead out if you went up and around.
Yeah.
This is blocked from the cave-in, courtesy of strings and a shatter spell a year ago. So he just leads you down a dead end. Nothing down here at all. No secret passageways, no other way out. Shadow demons and poltergeists behind you. What do you want to do?
I'd just be yelling at Gamil. We can't even get out this way. You went the wrong way. Let me go.
That's all you hear.
Yeah. I got nothing. I can't do much with Mage Hand. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess.
And I don't know Gamil well enough to mimic somebody that would upset him.
I guess this motherfucker appears slightly outside of a wall again. Another 18. Basically, two shitty little claw legs appear out of the fucking wall at you, Camille. Stab you for 8 psychic damage.
Dude, the Olympic Shadow Demon's rolling high today.
They are doing well. They got +5 to hit as well, so it sucks. But it does take, so I have 2 on dice. Takes 2 damage for ending its turn in the wall again. Another 2. They're killing it. They're killing it. The old shadow demons. Strings, give me a death saving throw, please.
No, I refuse.
I feel like some banshees are going to show up in fucking Ilios, get me back at some point.
Oh yeah.
Such a shitty move. The whale. We'll have to make at least. Shadow demon. Yeah, so you can't see Basilius. They ain't dumb. That's the problem that you're all having here. I guess he's going to appear over here near you, Camille, but he's going to end his turn. Take 6 damage from being in the wall. And then it's Basilius' turn.
Strings, do you have any health potions in your inventory?
Nope.
Yeah.
I think Lash has them all.
Or wait, do I have any in my inventory when we went shopping? Let's see.
Let's see.
Didn't we take them all during the sand elemental fight?
Oh yeah, we don't even have any. I don't see any in my
Yeah.
inventory.
Yeah,
So.
I don't have any either, actually. Well, crap.
I mean, let me check. Hold on.
I think we done drank them.
No, I have a potion of climbing, but that's it. You want to hang from the roof like Spider-Man? Like,
Yeah, so since all the shadow demons and the banshee moved out of the way of the exit, Vasilius reaches down into Strings' bag, pulls out the potion of climbing, and is like, yes, and then looks at it and just sees the label that says potion of climbing instead of potion of healing, and then just dashes to the exit, which is... I can get... Wait, what the... Oh, hold on, my Chrome froze up on me. I can get... Yeah. Yeah, so I am now here. Or here.
Yes, sir. Shadow Demon appears here. Next to you, Gamil. And this time... No, that's still a hit. It's a 19.
He needs some milk!
These guys never miss!
I know, they really don't. That is a 12. 12 psychic damage as another one appears in front of you and just stabs down at you, striking you. This is the problem with everyone being invisible, is they can only see one fucking thing, and it's Gamil. They are swarming you now, surrounding you. There is 3 fucking great shadowy, bird-like, monstrous shadow demons, and behind you, this kind of decrepit old Kenku woman with these red eyes, these long claw-like hands, and constant crying, wailing noise coming from her. The shadow demons around you are just can't understand a single thing what they're saying. What do you want to do? You're still
What I
holding.
just realized I have
What do you have?
multi-attack.
You do, but you're holding someone. You have a two-handed weapon.
I'm going to use Lash as a weapon.
No. Okay, sure. You can. You're not proficient with a Kenku woman,
why?
so you don't get your proficiency bonus.
You
but-
mean a
Connor.
Kenku man woman?
Connor, this is the 3rd time we've had this conversation. You're not proficient with gnome, you're not proficient with human, and you're not proficient with Kenku.
Doesn't matter, he's going to do it.
I would have. Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna move my token down just so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, feel free.
What do you want me to roll for it?
So an attack roll without proficiency. So a d20 plus your strength. What are you attacking?
I'm attacking the poltergeist.
Yep. Are you striking twice with lash?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Two rolls in.
It's not an ability, by the way, chat. Lash. That's me.
2 hits. So I guess improvised damage on a lash would be.
I mean, I do have a beak, so yeah.
You do have a beak, yeah.
Just grab her head and
to piercing.
It's a peck attack.
Well, I would say that like the beak is really not that useful. This is just a straight up bludgeoning attack, so probably 2d6. Five. You just pick up Lash and just swing her at the poltergeist twice. Just blah blah. Yeah, I mean, she just flies straight through the poltergeist. The poltergeist is hit and sort of seems to just hate being hit by a thing. It does do some damage to it, but it also does the damage to Lash as you just strike Lash against the ground because the poltergeist is incorporeal. You just Lash, you take 5 bludgeoning damage. The poltergeist takes not quite 5 bludgeoning damage. You did more damage to Lash than the poltergeist. The poltergeist
without strings here, it's weird not having him thunderwave someone. So I guess Gamil has to attack other members.
Yeah.
You
says the person not involved in the fight at all.
Without our cleric, we're dying. So I'm running another cleric, okay? That way we always have one for.
We're going 2 paladins and 2 clerics from now on out. That's the party.
Yeah.
Do I still have my bonus?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the flamethrower again.
Okay. It was a save, wasn't it? She makes a save. So you flamethrow the area, but she's already kind of like vibrating and dissipated from where you've just smashed Lash through her.
Yeah, I like how the flamethrower was an option, but he chose me instead.
Yeah.
He's in he's in a psychotic frenzy.
That's true.
The poltergeist is going to attack you, though. I think this one is a miss, finally. 16, yeah. So she sort of materializes and swipes at you, but you're like frenzied out and like a caged animal surrounded by enemies. You manage to just about avoid being struck by the poltergeist. Lash, you still up?
Yeah, yet again. I'm gonna try and disengage. I'm still alive.
All right, give me contested checks again.
Oh!
You slip through.
Wait,
I hate to break it to
he
you,
has
but
advantage because he's raging.
yeah, he's in a rage, so he has advantage.
Oh my god.
It's a critical 28.
Oh my god.
He smashes you on the ground and you use it as an opportunity to escape. And as you're free, he just grips you again and just brings you up and smacks you on the ground again.
Fuck's sake.
Completely just brings you back in and you are completely quite vice gripped, unfortunately, in Gamil's super strong arm. Shadow Demon's going to try and attack Gamil, though. That's a miss. Strings, give me a death saving throw, please.
This is it. You guys ready? Nat 1 right here. I'm 1 save away from getting res. This is going to be a nat 1.
Got this.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
All
2 and 2.
I'm 2 and 2.
Do you not have a bullshit thing? Do you have a bullshit thing?
What? Of not dying?
Yeah.
No, that's
Is that not
Kalimvor. I'm Mistra, right? So.
Oh, who had? Do you know? I thought your braces did a thing.
Advantage. It doesn't give me advantage on death saves. Bracers are whenever I receive divine healing, I get more back. Oh yeah, someone had advantage on death saves, but it's not.
I'm sure someone did.
It's not me. No, it's not me. I don't have anything with that.
It might be Tiger Eye. I always get confused between you two. You're so similar.
Of course, yeah, me, the chaotic player, of course.
Yeah, you look exactly the same as well. Okay, so another fail for you. Another strike comes in as these things are just wailing on Gamil. That is a...
Would Lash be visible now, by the way?
No.
Oh yeah.
Taking damage doesn't break it. Launching an
it
attack
doesn't.
breaks it.
Okay.
You can get
Oh,
hit
right.
and
I
stay
haven't
invisible.
attacked anything.
As long as she doesn't attack or cast a spell, she stays invisible even if she gets hit.
Another miss for the Shadow Demon. Vasilius, you were up here somewhere. You going to keep running?
You know, at this point, I mean, yes, I'm going to keep running. Although at this point, I didn't realize that Gamil could tank like 55 hits from these things.
He's a tank, man. He's
I
got more
got one more
HP than
hit.
you.
I got one more hit and I'm dead.
Maybe we could have won the fight, but I feel like that opportunity is long past. Yeah, Vasilius is pieced out.
It was
He's
a
gone.
pretty rough fight, even with Arden there. But as usual, Arden
Yeah.
is not here. And I don't know. This is just.
I love this.
So,
yeah.
Brad, I'm just saying, if you get above 18, I'm dead. So.
Rolled a 3. It's your turn. Still not going to be easy to.
It's not going to be easy to get out.
Maybe if you weren't carrying a bird, you could have sprinted to the exit by now, since you're faster than any of them.
Just 4 attacks of opportunity, man. None of them will hit you. You got this.
Yeah, you're fine. You
Just
got
run.
this.
You're good.
I mean, 4 attacks of opportunity. If they all did 1 damage, I'd die.
Nah, you're fine. You're
Oh,
fine.
I don't mean now. I mean before. If you had just ran, because
No,
like
you're fine now.
those things were only moving. What it moved from when it went to cut us off, it moved 40 something feet, 50 something feet. If we're dashing 60, we can outrun them.
What do you want to do?
Oh, but they can go through the walls.
Yeah,
actually,
they fly 40 feet. through
Yeah,
walls.
you'd have to go this way. They would just cut you off.
Can I throw Lash?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why not? Let's.
You've heard.
Yeah.
Can I
I'm gonna
forge
throw her.
lash?
Where are you throwing?
No, Gamil's in a rage. He's gonna throw her towards one of these shadow demons.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, why not? All right, Jed, give me an athletics check at this point.
This is my life now.
You throw her. It's weak enough that she doesn't just fucking smash a wall at the other end, but you launch her through one of the shadow demons. I would say that's all that happens. She just lands there in a heap. You just roll. You're now prone, Lash.
Okay.
You fucking.
Can I
climb.
still use movement? Or
Yeah. That was your action.
I'm gonna try and get to strings.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Have any of them already used their opportunity attack this turn?
No.
4
Nothing's
attacks.
moved.
Here we go, boys.
1 hits, amazingly, out of all of them from the shadow demon.
Critical fail damage.
Oh, that's actually the maximum damage it can do. So 15 psychic damage. I assume that puts you down.
Mhm.
All right, so you don't actually make it anyway. You get to there. You turn as you're about to run. You just see all of these things swiping at you, including the poltergeist in front of you. And then, just as you feel like you've dodged and weaved enough of them, you feel one jolt you in the back. Your vision dims as you suddenly see the sand rushing up towards your face of the cave, and then it all goes black for you. The poltergeist can sense Lash, and Lash, you see the poltergeist looking kind of blindly towards where you are. Its form, the bedraggled form, sort of begins to dissipate, and you see Elder Kessie again. She says, Lash, are you there?
Yeah, this time all that happens is I narrow my eyes.
Lash, you have to help us. You have to free us. We cannot leave this plane without you or somebody freeing us. It's like we're in a prison. Do nothing.
Nothing.
She continues to look around the area, but doesn't seem to be able to settle on where you are. What do you want to do?
Right. I'm invisible, so I'm going to move max speed.
You're prone, so you lose 15 feet of it.
Oh,
get
gotcha.
up.
Okay, so I should actually be measuring this. Hang on one sec. I were tossed. Wait, here? Is that
One
right?
square up.
1 square up.
There you go.
Okay. Word. My move is 30. Oops.
You have
30 feet.
So just imagine you have 15 of your main movement now.
Okay, so I can go
you
15
can-
and then 30?
Then you can dash another 30, yeah.
Okay. So there's 15. And then that would be, I'm talking about 45 now, so here. Right.
Well, you can
I
segment
put
it.
you in a
Don't
wall.
forget.
You kind of get to here, kind of thing. If you want to
Okay.
go there, you can. Or there. Depending on which way you're trying to escape.
Yeah. North, the northern one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it, and I'll just get there and hang tight.
Are you just skedaddling out?
Yeah.
So, I would say as a final scene here, we see Lash just skate underneath in a sort of invisible form underneath the shadow demons who seem to be aware of hearing you, sense you somewhat, but don't fixate on where you are. We see the form of Elder Kessie's eyes flash. She returns to that sort of bedraggled, ghost-like form, snapping her head left and right. You slide past her, and then we just see Lash just run and bolt, kicking up a plume of sand behind her as she runs down the corridor and escapes. The poltergeist lets out a terrible wail, and the shadow demons all converge on String's body, just stabbing and stabbing over again, just laughing in a demonic way at their vengeance over this. As they stab him till he is completely dead, the poltergeist turns to the form of Gamil and puts a hand on his head. Gamil seems to sink into the sand with the poltergeist as the two of them are absorbed into the cave. And Lash and Vasilius, you escape the cave, barely, deep breaths, as the two of you run out into the night of the cave. Arden remains at the library, reading his books, learning about how to revive people, ironically. And that is where we end today's session.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yep, BradWOTO. Definitely BradWOTO.
I mean,
I'm fucking dead, boys.
you're well dead. And so
Hold on. Wait.
Wait for it.
I would have come alive again halfway through the stabbing, and then I die again.
You would have stabilized as they just, like that moment in Game of Thrones when they stabbed that what's it girl? That happened. Because these are absolutely the sort of like demonic ghosts of the other Kenku that you and your people murdered.
Rip strings.
The ironic and fitting end, I guess.
Weirdly enough. As if you just went.
Yeah,
You didn't
oh
do
my
anything. You didn't even
God.
get to defend yourself. You walked into this place and just went blah, dead.
Wow.
He died where he killed everyone.
Yeah.
If only we didn't follow voices and heads.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
Like
die for the
voices.
second time.
Died as he lived.
If you only had a cleric,
Drunk.
you know what you need?
I
You know what you
mean,
need
I'm
is a
kind of.
cleric. Shadow demons, undead. You know what else you needed? Raja. He's a fucking
Yeah.
one-shotter.
Yep.
If only we had an undead hunter in the group.
If
Or would it-
only.
Okay, all right. From
that-
here on out, y'all need to stop fucking dying, okay? Like, stop fucking dying, guys, all right? Connor, that's 2 fucking characters now, all right?
Yeah.
The quota's
I
been
wonder-
met.
I wonder whose fault it
Jay,
is.
that's 2 of yours too.
No, it's okay. The first one was a willing death. That doesn't count. That was suicide by other character.
This seemed like a willing death too. You marched into a cave that was yelling murderer at you.
Dude,
You didn't even try to talk Vasilius out of it. I even at the beginning I was like,
Yeah,
what's
they
it
were
saying?
like murderer. Like I was in shock.
And then she says, "Don't you hear Mouser or call?" And then
man.
Vasilius turns and says, "What's it saying?" Because I can't hear it. And you're like, "I hear it. I hear it."
Yeah.
You could have said it said something like murderer.
Yeah, but then that would
And
give
Vasilius would've-
everything away.
And Vasilius would probably have said something like, "Let's leave."
Yeah. Let's get out of here then.
Oh,
Can we have us? Can we tune back into the scene for a second as they leave the cave and have Vasilius just kind of look at Lash and say, "You can't outrun your sins, Lash, even though we all try."
Oh my god.
I named the episode in my notes, Chapter 19, Deep Wounds in Shallow Scar. And I didn't realize
Oh, that
no.
is.
how good that name was.
Oh, wow.
I like that there was already a Poltergeist Kenku art happening. Like-
Yeah, hell yeah, I sat and photoshopped that shit.
Okay, I have a question that I realized halfway through that I might have been able to save everybody, but I wasn't sure exactly 100% how the spell works. And by the time I figured it out, I was like already halfway out the cave. But
Yeah.
the invisibility spell says anything you are carrying turns invisible with you. If I had touched Gamil, would it be ruled that both would turn invisible because he's carrying her?
No,
No,
it's
it's
anything you're carrying.
It's I don't think
Yeah.
creatures count as an object. I think it's sort of
yeah.
I figured that was the case. Like
we've
because
fucked with it before, where if you pick someone up, then they go invisible too. But I don't play that rule anymore. It's just
Yeah.
objects and creatures are different. And
I had that thought, but then I was like, I'm already halfway out the
Yeah,
cave.
Chat's right. It's time to bring Wilfred back now, looking for Gamil.
Well, you sort of have half the ingredients to bring back Carlias.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. You need Gamil's willing blood to bring back.
Right. See, the thing is,
It's
too,
a whole
that-
town full.
You know
It's
what?
a whole
Ashes.
town full of. It's
We
a whole
got
town full of
dwarves.
dwarven miners. We'll
You're
find
not
someone.
gonna find a dwarf in a mining town that's like, oh yeah, sure, take my blood.
It's Vasilius. Yes.
Honestly, my first thought was just kidnap.
I just rented an entire hotel without paying for it. Trust me, I can get blood from
That was a
dwarf.
human though. That was a human. That was
Fucking, I hate this campaign.
You don't.
I
you
love
don't
it.
understand. You don't understand Vasilius's persuasion score and suggestion spell
And
and guidance advantage. I have like
Lash.
plus 12 to persuasion. I can talk
Oh.
anyone into
Dude.
anything.
Lash still never found out from the source.
No.
Oh, I was gonna tell her if we.
Yeah,
had a
but I
second
mean, like
here to say anything, but-
from the source, right? Like,
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right,
nothing. Thank God, because I was not prepared for that scene.
Yeah.
Right, good fucking week, guys. I'll see you guys next week with my new fucking character.
Barbarian, do another one.
Yeah, I guess we got some stuff to discuss off stream. Do a quick round of shout outs. Let's start with the dead one, Connor Cronus. Dead again,
But again,
my boy.
man.
It happens. Where can people find you, my man?
I don't know what to say. I'm just.
You made
Can I
some-
come back as a wraith? Can I be the one that kills them all, please? Can I be the final boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can find me twitch.tv/Connor Cronus. We are playing several games at once at the moment, so depending on the day, depends on what we're playing. But yeah, I recently was given a Xbox Scorpio.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
hopefully visuals and everything are going to look a lot better on the stream. But yeah, that's me.
Nice. Check out Connor. Miss Tuesday Gray.
hi guys. Instead of rezzing 2 people, we killed 2 more people. So yay for us. We're really good at life. Yeah.
Sorry, I literally said in our fucking group chat today, 100% is the
Yeah,
day
you did.
strings dies. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just realized.
You did. You said that in Discord earlier, and I believe Brad's response was, "Well, let's just take a look, shall we?"
Well,
While
then.
we're talking about it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
quote exactly
if only he were given a.
100%.
If only he were given an incredibly blatant warning that he probably shouldn't go into that cave.
There might be demons.
I actually gave you both a warning last week when you both had a fucking vision as you entered on the train. Both of you had to do a wisdom save that was completely separate to what Vasilius did. That
Yeah.
was the Banshee and the Shadow Demons waiting for you. The Shadow Demons were for Strings, by the way, and the Banshee
Yeah.
was for you. And only you could understand the Banshee, and only Strings could understand what the Shadow Demons were
Oh
saying
my
to him. But he was
God.
already dead before they came out, kind of thing.
The tipping point for me was, I'm hearing these voices and I'm thinking like, oh my God, they might be. But when it was like, okay, I hear Mouser. Does anyone else hear Mouser? And when Strings was like, I was like, well, fine. These other guys are deaf. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
It doesn't make sense that Strings would hear them.
If Strings and Lash had started arguing over what the voice was saying,
Yeah.
the whole scene would have played out differently because Vasilius would have immediately gone, "No, it's a trap."
There's,
But
there's no way I would have been like, yeah, something screaming murderer.
Murderer!
When you said murderer, by the way, Brad, my entire body was like,
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to you two coming back to Shadow Scarf for the whole time, pretty much since we made Strings.
Oh my God.
And because I knew I wanted to do something like this, and then we did the Lashback, and I was like,
Yeah.
they're gonna come back to this map.
Oh
and
my
have them
God.
come in and like I love doing the thing, and we go off track a little bit, but I love doing the thing where a player has to face some bullshit he's done before.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like you have to because
Yeah.
you guys are like, oh,
You
we'll
have to
just
deal
rob
with it.
the merchant and
Right.
meet the
Ah,
NPC
fuck
in
it.
town, blah,
It'll
blah,
be
blah.
fine.
I fucking love having that NPC come back later on and be like, yo, psh, no.
Right.
Stuff like that. So I love these kind of like callback things that happen. And yeah, I expected this to be rough, and I was very concerned as soon as Arden didn't come with you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was gonna go by myself.
Connor.
you
That
were
would've been
yourself,
clever.
yeah.
Connor, I was 100% correct when Vasilius, my assistant, said we should knock them both out and drag them out. we should have just gone. just drag them out the front door.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not even mad at
Done with
Tenchi either. I'm not even fucking mad at him.
No,
Like,
not at all, dude.
I'm
He
so
was just-
sad. Like my character wants to fight.
It's weird because you play Arden exactly how I think Arden needs to be
Yeah.
played. He's always absent at the right moment.
Yeah.
He's an aloof mofo.
One of my things that I didn't realize I was doing in one of my local campaigns one day was a meta. Like someone convinced me otherwise through a role that I should believe in them, and me seeing the situation, I'm like, no, fuck no, these people are shady as fuck. And I had a big fight with the DM afterwards. So now it's when I rolled that 6 religion, and you're like, no, yeah, you're pretty sure that that's bullshit. I was like, all right, well, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, if you had all just let Lash go by herself, I was already formulating a version of it where the Shadow Demons just didn't care.
Oh,
they-
sure.
They are out to
Yeah.
get dreams, and it would have just been you sort of versus the poltergeist,
Yeah.
and that would have either been a very interesting fight. Or
and
a
if she failed her con save, she would have
Yeah, you
walked
die
in.
immediately
dead.
at the beginning of the fight.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
you know what? Like now I know how Jesse feels with Raja because I didn't get to do fucking anything.
Yep.
It's
Rest
such a
in peace.
bullshit,
Rest in peace, Raja. The entire fight being paralyzed was sure fun.
Yeah.
Fun and
Status
fun and
effects.
interactive.
As well, like status effects and things that cast magic on you start to trickle into the monster manual a lot more at higher levels. So once you hit up to 5, all you do is fight stuff with swords, and it's just easy as fuck because you have magic. And then suddenly things have magic and status effects back, and the fucking game gets just extremely
Kicks in.
difficult. I start to struggle after level 5, like balancing fights. Like this was hard for you as an entire party as well, for the record. Like if you'd gone in full strength, it would still, I think, have been a relatively difficult fight.
Yeah.
You're like superheroes, so I'm like, that'll be fun.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fun. And then Arden's like, no, I go to the library, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll just have another shot of whiskey. Back whiskey. Anyone on the pod? Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
I
So
love
now we know
I'm
that's
gonna
not
take
a good
drink.
sign.
Drinks is very rarely a good sign for me. I'm either doing it because I need the energy, because sometimes I'm like, I'm tired. as
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm
Do that
doing
with
it because
tequila.
I'm like, I think someone's gonna die, and I need to steal myself. 'cause I
Oblivion
don't like
seeking
killing.
sip.
The worst part is right at the beginning of the fight. So wait, if we had killed the Banshee, it wouldn't have affected the Shadow Demons, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they
No,
were
they
a
were
separate
separate.
thing.
Because when the fight started, I thought, okay, maybe the Banshee is controlling the other 3. So if we kill that, they fade. And then I thought, okay, well, we could maybe win this fight because I know you said that Gamil's axe is made of silver, so he could hit the ghost for full damage. And my Eldritch Blast is force damage, which I don't think it would resist force damage either, because like nothing resists force damage. So we could actually like burst down the Banshee very quickly.
Yeah.
But then the three demons would have murdered us all
It's
afterwards.
another one of those situations. I find a lot of deaths come down to this kind of thing where either you go in at the beginning and the first thing you do is all attack and you're on the teamwork thing, or you're all trying to escape. But instead, you get halfway through, you commit to either running away a bit and then getting stuck and fighting a bit. Yeah, you're fucked because the it's already stacked against you, especially when it's already stacked against you with the lack of a member. Yeah, it was rough. I thought it was going to be rough. There's a point where I thought you could escape, and then I read incorporeal movement again and went, oh no, they can fly through.
Oh no.
The shadow demons had an intelligence of 14, so I was like, they're not dumb.
You know, another thing that could have gone different is if I had kept my mouth shut and not told Lash to go invisible. I could have invisibled Gamil instead, and Lash invisibles herself, and then three of us get out. But
yeah, I feel like I was just destined to die there. There was.
I feel like
crazy.
I feel like Strings tried to run from his sins, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking unfortunate. The Banshee is a ridiculous creature. Like you could all just fail that con check and die straight away. First move.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Stupid thing. Anyway, Tenchi. Where can people find you?
Besides in the temple.
Yeah, besides wherever there's no fighting or friends dying, that's where you'll find me. No, 1 to 9 p.m. PDT, Monday through Saturday, trying to run from my sins, I guess. Jesus Christ, I'm waiting for, tune in next week, everybody, because something cool could probably happen. If
something cool could probably happen.
If Brad isn't in BradWOTO mode, maybe some people will come back.
I wasn't even in BradWOTO mode. Like that was a perfectly easy fight.
You know what would have been really nice? A guiding bolt. A guiding bolt would have been really nice.
Any radiant damage fucks Shadow Demons so hard as well. Anyway, Fairlight, where can people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Fairlight_Excalibur. Yes, it's way too long. I don't care. I'm not changing it. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I've been grinding League of Legends super hard, but their season just ended, so no more ranked competitive play. So.
The new runes are fucking awesome, by the way.
I guess I'll have to check that out.
They're really
quite different,
cool.
yeah. Should probably try it out just to see what the new stuff is like.
I feel like you'd like them, Jesse. They're game changing. So.
Yep, I'll be looking at that, and then what else? Arc expansion's coming out. I might. Oh, I'm gonna play that one game where you're a pot dragging yourself around with a hammer.
Oh, getting over it.
Oh, getting over it. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to try
that seems stressful.
Just because I hate my life, so I'm gonna do that. And I think that's about it. Other than that, I'm here running from my sins 7 days a week.
And last but not least, Mr. Brotato.
Fuck this campaign. That's it. Just fuck this campaign.
He's dropping the mic.
Peace.
Well, if you want to watch more,
go on. Yeah, Sundays and Fridays.
RPG game D&D style stuff, then Fridays. Neon Scream. Still do Neon Scream on a Friday, right?
Yep. Not this Friday. Next Friday we have a special episode. We actually just ended that campaign somewhat as well, so that's we'll be doing a special episode next Friday and then back up to boot on the 24th. And then Sundays, I get to kill Brad. So
I get to kill the whole team.
I am difficult to kill on Sundays. Actually, no, you just throw a banshee at me. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm in a campaign with Connor on Sundays. Ilios. I play Captain War Buckler. Connor plays
Garthus.
and
I do feel like Garthus may end up killing the team.
Yep.
At one point.
Yep.
Probably.
So wait, hold on. Can we take this moment to ask why Gamil was trying to kill Lash?
So Gamil,
instead of just running for it,
when he ran and picked her up,
yeah,
I wanted to say he went into a rage earlier on, but I forgot. And then when he got scratched, he went into the rage. So I want to say in Storm King's Thunder there was a moment, where he picked up Gideon, Jay's character, whilst raging and just like slammed him into a door.
Oh yeah, no, you threw me through the door. But there was also, it's probably because
throw each other a lot, or
I died when he didn't grab me like he wanted to. So might be a little residual effect
Gotcha.
of
So this is like a thing. I
letting
guess.
someone leave and then they die.
How many times have I killed you now, Jay?
Twice.
Just
twice.
Gideon and
Just
this
Gideon
and
and strings.
shit? Okay.
Fucking
Oh.
dick. Both of my most liked characters.
That's still
You know
quite
what?
a lot for me.
The incredible irony too is I was like, man, maybe it's time to roll a new character. Like,
Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I
right.
hope you had fun. I sort of had fun, but I don't really like killing characters. But you know, I don't know. I don't know what you guys were expecting from that dungeon. I'm surprised that you weren't going in there like, you know.
I mean, I was expecting that it would be an ambush and a really nasty boss fight, and potentially we'd all die. But unfortunately,
You were right.
well, I was giving so many opportunities for them to tell me what was going on, but Vasilius not being able to hear the voices screwed us so hard.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back next Wednesday, guys.
Sucks
To
be strings.
to have a new. We'll see how I fit into the group
I
yet
do something
again.
Awesome. Yep.
Hello,
All right.
darkness, my old friend.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys next
Time to
Wednesday,
roll
3
a
p.m.
character
Eastern
again.
on Brad's channel.
Peace out, dude.